Hello, and welcome to Magic Myths and Mayhem, a TTR podcast with mostly accurate rules and inconsistent character voices. I'm Alex, your host of the GM, and with me are our own Betty and Joe.
Hello.
Wonderful players. How are you doing?
I feel like that one
get it all out. Get it all out.
Is a free one because someone, mainly Ro, always laughs at it.
It makes me happy every time.
It makes me happy every time.
It makes you happy, and I don't mind it. Contextually.
Hello.
Hello.
It's when I'm trying to do something and you know your ADHD takes over.
Hello.
But the problem is the two of you are just as bad as each other with echolalia and fucking
Yeah.
ADHD.
I'm trying really hard now not to do it.
When something tickles the brainstem just right. It just...
Yeah. Which is why I ended up adding Bing to the board as well.
Bing.
See? Bing.
Oh.
If anyone wants context for the board, because I feel like it's going to come up a lot, I coded a bingo board that Purdy uses to try and pay attention because she requested it. So she has the board.
I have the board.
The Borg. Assimilation.
Borg.
Resistance is futile. There's only one real question before we get digging into the depths of today's session.
Hello?
And that is that someone is in fact missing.
Who?
I don't know, Joe, could you highlight a potential missing candidate?
Oh, it's Liz, right?
Well, Mark's not here today, and it's an interesting question that you ask, Alex. Mark's taken notice. He sent me a text. It didn't quite make sense, but essentially the gist of it is we always ask, "Where is Mark?" And Mark has decided that he needs to know who is Mark before he can find out how is Mark, and therefore where is Mark. So all he said was he went on the retreat. It was oddly capitalized. He didn't give a country that he's gone to. He just said it was somewhere out there. And he did ask me...
How was it oddly capitalized?
It seemed to be random.
Oh, I thought it was the H in the was the only capital letter.
That would also be oddly capitalized. That would count.
Yeah.
So it can be that if you want, if you'd like to visualize it that way.
Yeah, that one makes me especially uncomfortable.
He did ask me about where I got my chef's torch from. So I gave him that recommendation. So presumably he's setting something on fire.
Fire's always good.
But, you know, we'll just have to wait and see if the Mark who left is the same Mark who returned to us.
Yes. And it's interesting we find out where, who, and all the other questions, because every week we do find ourselves asking, why is Mark?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Well, when a mummy and a daddy love each other very much.
I don't think love is necessary.
No, my why is Mark is, why did we make Mark the captain? Because he's not ever here.
That was all of y'all's choice. I didn't even approach that.
I think I would have been better as captain.
Anyway, no. You... Oh, no, not you. We have a recap to go through.
I
am Groot.
So, they're in Ithia now.
Yes.
Travelled up the river, I guess.
Yes.
And nothing special happened, am I right?
Yes.
Okay. So they got to the town.
Yes.
The floating one, right?
Yes.
Ugh, you're so boring to be around.
Yes.
Oh no, I didn't mean it in a bad way.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I did.
Yes.
Anyway, they looked for the bounty symbol, found it in the tavern, and met the owner, who was a lovely dwarven lady, right?
Yes.
And had some drinks, nothing too interesting there. Alright, then a dying adventurer came in.
Yes.
And asked them to help? Oh, he was useless, wasn't he? His team and him travelling into the catacombs under the lake, breaking the lamp, getting lost and getting attacked. Not much of a leader, am I right?
Yes.
And they travelled across the lake to get to the entrance. Oh, and that guy from Fingleton was a delight, wasn't he?
Yes.
And now they're in the catacombs, having broken the entrance, and Pester got thrown against the wall by some kind of wind.
Yes.
You know, I'm really regretting buying you as the yes package. I mean, it's great that you agree with me on everything, but wouldn't it have been nice if you could just say a bit more?
Yes.
Oh, I'm glad you feel the same way. Wait, you're just saying that because you have to, aren't you?
Yes.
And that?
Yes.
Great. Well, as boring as it is, at least one of the perks of being a god is I'm safe here, right?
No.
What?
A lovely intro. I like the intros, don't you?
Terrible news
Yes.
for Rowan.
Was that a Stepson?
That guy said that he bought that yes package. The gods have capitalism.
Yeah, of course they do.
Duh. It's Alex's campaign.
You say, is that a Stepson? That was a different accent to the Stepsons, I'm afraid.
Oh, is
Was
it?
it?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm glad Purdy was also confused about that. It makes me feel less American. Thank you, Purdy.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but Puddy's dyslexic, so... Anyway, we start the
What does that got to do with
podcast.
the price of fish?
What? What did you say about a fish?
We start the podcast
Wait.
with
I
you
don't think
in
that's
the...
an expression that the Americans have.
No, I don't
What
think
the
it
fuck? What the fuck?
In the depths of the catacombs
Don't
on
just
the
move
edge
on.
of the lake outside of Ether. You were tempted, as said, to down into the catacombs because there were supposedly ancient artifacts and like someone to save or something like that. And you went down and got attacked by wind. Oh, well, Pesto got attacked by wind. It was hilarious. So,
Phrase it like that. It makes me
we
sound
are-
pathetic.
we are all in Roll20, every single one of us. All three of the players are currently inside of Roll20, as well as I. But he just gave a little wave for the podcast.
Knowing damn well she's not there.
And yeah, it'll be up to you. You went down, so you went in, went left at a little Y junction, round some edges, squeezed through a little bit, and got to another Y junction, which is where you got attacked. And now you stand at the middle of a slightly more open area, by it being like 10 by 10, still very crushed up and cozy, let's say, even though it's cold and there's dead people on the walls. Which direction do you want to go? For your information, the wind type thing, you felt it come from this direction, so the southeast, and leave in this direction, which is the north.
Ow!
Oh, you're right, mate.
What are you doing down there?
Ozzy, you go first. I'm gonna just squeeze over here and let you take the lead.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Because ow. Thank you.
That's no trouble. You started mumbling something about the price of fish. I'm not sure what that was all about. You doing okay?
I had a bad dream when I was knocked out for the last 6 seconds.
It feels like it's been a week.
Oh. How?
Yeah.
What happened in the dream? Like that was 6 seconds that you.
Well,
It was vivid enough that you're like, oh, I had a bad dream. That also involved the price of fish.
it felt like a whole week had passed, but I just...
Was there a funny looking like
fish
lamp
market.
in the corner? It went 2D.
Okay, 2 meta,
Yeah.
2 meta.
Fuck is that?
We'll tell you in a bit. It's a very long meme to explain, ish. Anyway, keep going.
Yes, director.
Go on,
just-
get back on
We
the,
will-
back on the script.
I was stuck in a fish market for a whole week in
Wow.
those
What's got
6
to do with the price of
seconds.
fish?
Oh, that's what you said. Okay.
Maybe that's because, like, we were talking about my hometown and how I used to be a fisherman.
How did you
sure.
cope with that? Surely you smelt fish all the time.
Oh, you don't really realise, and also people wash.
Ew. Ew.
Fish live in the pores.
Ew. Ew.
You can't call them the paws, Rowan.
Ozzy, after making sure that everyone is okay, we'll begin to exit stage southwest.
Exit stage southwest. So you go down the southwestern tunnel. if
The
you can read
direction that the
token.
wind came from, if that was not right.
And you'd see, unsurprisingly, as you're getting the gist, that there is, in fact, another little Y junction. It is evident at this point that the catacombs you are in, a natural formation of rock that probably at one point was a river, an underground river that goes in all sorts of different directions, going deeper and deeper into the earth, that was then reused as a catacombs. The walls the entire time, other than where it gets really thin, have got people placed inside at any opportunity. If the wall is too thin, there might be no one there, or maybe shorter races like halflings or dwarfs. There is a variety of all of them, but they're just covering the walls the entire way. And very similar. You could see how it would be very easy to get lost in here if you didn't have some kind of 2D top-down map.
So it's quite cozy here, isn't it? I see why all these people decided to take a rest here.
You just find an empty one and have a little rest.
I feel like I fit right in, and that doesn't often happen for me. It's quite nice.
None of these people are animated like you are, though.
Oh, not at the moment, but it's not like we've asked them nicely. For all we know, they could all be animated.
That's a really unsettling thought you're sharing
Yeah,
with us, Ozzy.
Takes a little look around, just like, oh, fuck.
How many crypts have you gone down into filled to the brim with, like, skeletons in that, and not had skeletons attack you? It's a pretty common thing.
Well, we were just in another crypt. It wasn't like as full as this one, but they weren't alive.
I mean, there was
Animated.
that skeleton guy with fungus
Yeah.
all over him that attacked you.
Huh?
It was like a skeleton guy with mushrooms and fungus and stuff.
You're talking about the temple, Rowan's talking about underneath the church.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean where you got attacked, but by like a rock?
By the gemstones, yeah. Why do you do know the difference between rocks and gems are, right?
I mean, gems are a kind of rock, no?
They are, but like it's a little diminutive to call all gems rocks.
I mean, maybe, but like if you're talking about it in like a specific circumstance.
You're
but
being generous to rock.
I don't know very much about gems and minerals and crystals and that kind of thing, so it's just easier for me to go, that's a rock, rather than be like, that, you know, princess cut quartz.
If it's shiny and looks pretty, it's a gem. The rest of the time, it's a rock.
But gold's not a gem, is it? I thought that was like a metal.
Can we keep moving? I don't want to get hit by
Okay.
that wind again.
I mean, it'd be rude if we just stayed in one place and got in the way of all these nice folks' rest.
Okay, you continue going down southwest, which shows you have in fact got a bit more,
Bitch.
a bit more bitch. No, a bit more.
Don't live on
corridor.
top of me.
Well, I moved me to next to you, and you moved me back.
Or a corner. Pesto, as you're standing there, you'd see. Oh, actually, you'd see quite far. I'm going to give you like
Okay,
Um,
I'm in
where
the
you
back,
were
I
standing.
guess.
where you were standing. You would have seen down this corridor here, and you would have seen. I'm going to draw a little circle, but I'm going to make it green just so it's nice and visible. That here, actually, how far is your dark vision?
60 feet.
Yes, you'd have seen. It is evidently glinting a little bit on the floor around here. For what is. What's your passive perception? It's probably high enough.
12.
Okay, then I'll just say that where that circle is, the ground appears to be glinting slightly. There isn't a lot of light in here. There's only the light that you guys are kind of bringing in with ghost lamps and such. So your dark vision just sees a little bit of like a flicker on the floor. But unless you go and investigate it or do a perception or something, that's all it is.
There was a shiny thing down that other corridor. Do we want to go check that out or come back
Is
to
it a
it?
gem?
I don't know. I wasn't close enough to see. I just saw Ozzy's eye lights glint off of it, you know?
That makes me uncomfortable.
And as you're here, Joe and Ozzy, I will just... You can see, Ozzy, that you were going down, that you're all on now. It just keeps going.
What kind of glint?
A shiny one?
Did it perhaps have like the cast of like rusty metal armor?
Could have been.
Or perhaps it could have been like fresh blood?
I mean, it could have been. It was right around the corner, so I don't know if the form continued. I just saw a bit of a glint.
I mean, we can go and have a look if you want.
I mean, I do like shiny things.
I was just thinking, is it something that's going to help us find these people who we were asked to save?
Probably.
All right. It's
right,
probably
Niffy, back
easier
up.
if you go first, Niffy, rather than kind of us all squeezing
Oh.
past
Can't
each
really
other.
see
Yeah,
that well.
you go first.
So I'll go up to here, and you guys can go in front of me.
How far out does Ghostlight show?
Well, I am just using the light cantrip, but Purdy, do you have your
Yeah,
ghost
no,
light stone
stone.
out? Okay, so mine,
Big was the
Alex
stone? It was
goes
just a pebble, wasn't it?
just a pebble, yeah, just palm size, convenient to hold. So 20 foot of bright light with an additional 20 foot of dim light, and then
Okay.
for the perpetual flame 5e, sorry, continual flame,
Yeah.
give it its proper name.
Or are we talking about Eternal Flame? That's a song by
Atomic Kitten, wasn't it?
Is
Atomic
it
Kitten?
burning?
Atomic Kitten, I believe, yes.
Do you know that doesn't give an area? It just says a flame. So I guess it
So
would be the
what's
same as
normal
like a
radius of an average
torch.
flame?
I will say, yeah, if it's
Probably the
just
same as
a
light then.
flame. If it's just a flame, I'd say, yeah, similar to anything that is whatever a torch gives, because it's
What
just
does
fire
torch
rather
give?
than specifically light. Well, that's what
Okay,
Joe is actually doing
a-
right now.
A torch does exactly the same. Bright light for 20, dim light for an additional
Okay, yeah,
20.
so you've got that.
Gotcha.
So, and Ozzy, do you have any kind of blind sense, dark vision?
I don't think so.
Wonderful. Okie dokie. So yes,
Lots of stuff I don't have.
you start
Lots
going
of
up.
preparation happening right now before we go check out the shiny thing. I wonder
No,
what
it's
it is.
it's just so that I know how far you can see when you
Uh-huh,
look down
uh-huh.
corridors and things.
Also, random question to Joe.
Are you going to ask me a rules question so that you can then tick off?
No,
your
I've already
bingo?
ticked that rules one off. And this was I was going to ask this without the bingo board anyway. If I got your ghost stone turned into a pendant, would that then take away its spell?
It depends
Nope.
on. I mean, that's by the rules. No, if you just like wrapped it. Whereas I would say if it was magically manipulated, potentially, depending on how they turned it.
No,
into a
it'd be
pendant.
like my current necklace where it kind of sits in a almost like a macrame bag.
Yeah,
type
yeah,
thing,
exactly. No, that's
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Cool.
Generally, like, aside from strange
macrame.
NPC magic happening, the only thing that will stop it is it gets dispelled.
If
Cool.
you broke the stone in two, do you get 2 ghost lights or 1 ghost light and 1 stone?
Or do you lose your ghost light?
Or does it?
That would be a question for you, Alex, because at that point, is it a magic item and incredibly difficult to
Yeah.
destroy?
Welcome to
Yeah.
Magic Myths and Mayhem do theory crafting.
Yeah, this is the magic part. Anyway, you start moving down, or up as it would be, the northwestern corridor, the one that you saw the glint down. You can see halfway down what you can see. There is a turn to the
A lot of
left,
down.
like a little T-junction. So, for clarification, everything going from the point that you started is downhill. All these stairs that
know.
you've been going down is downhill. So it is
You
all
said
a lot
down
of
a lot in those sentences.
I'm going
Down,
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 down. So, are you approaching this glint, or are you going to try and do a perception of some kind? Oh, actually, no, you wouldn't be able to. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Oh, you'd just be able to see it with your dim light.
Oh, I'll start walking up here.
Okay. You walk up. This T-junction you can see is rather rather expectedly just another corner. But this bit up ahead, you can see quite clearly as you get over, the glinting on the
I
ground
can see clearly now. The glint is there.
is water
Oh!
on the floor.
Why do we keep them going down here then, or like?
Well, that's probably where they broke in from above, right? So that would be the direction. Well, I guess it could also be this direction that they ran. We don't know.
It could be all
Let's do
sorts
it.
of things,
Let's go.
really. Why are we heading down?
As you're having this discussion, a wind starts to pick up ahead of you.
Get down!
I'm gonna
Down!
hug Audrey's back.
Sure.
So I was going to move us over here, but sure, I'll
I was
just
gonna
try and
lay flat
brace
to
if
the
I'm
ground.
being
Sure.
I'm being grabbed onto. I will brace myself against the
You're all
wall.
braced. This wind charges past you, just as it did before. Ozzy,
I swear to God. Oh, okay.
since you're at the front
you
and
rolled well.
bracing, could you please make me, because you're bracing, I will say a strength saving throw, because you're using your strength.
Sure.
Can I assist since I'm behind him?
You don't have a lot of weight to you, so yes, but it won't be a whole extra d20. You can get
fairly
a
strong.
you can get a plus d4 to your roll.
I have proficiency in athletics, I'll have you know.
But this isn't athletics, this is a strength saving throw.
19 is what that takes me to.
You feel this wind whooshing past you and impacts into your chest, evidently trying to knock into you the same as it did for Pesto, as it rushes past you. Pesto, you and Niffy behind, you feel this wind rushing around the edges of Ozzy, but it does not affect you, other than, messing up your hair a little bit, as the wind dies down again.
God, it's like a giant's fart.
Stupid wind. Does it smell like death?
It doesn't smell any different to the rest of the catacomb. It's just accentuating.
It probably smells of death a little bit going past me.
And all the other dead things in the walls, I'm sure.
For Pesto, you're just getting the last tiny little remnants of whatever flesh was on the bones of Ozzy just get splattered backwards a little bit.
Don't phrase it like that.
You know how they make processed meat by spraying water like a chicken carcass? It's the same kind of thing.
Oh,
Jesus
wait,
that a
no.
thing?
Yeah, that's
Didn't know
this thing. They like
Very
get the
interesting.
chicken carcass or whatever carcass, and then like water blast the rest of the meat because it's just a little bits and pieces.
Water.
Oh, is that what to like kind of pressure clean it? Like
Yeah, so they pressure
get
clean
everything
it,
off.
collect all of that, and then turn it into processed meat.
That is fascinating. That makes
I
a lot of sense.
Interesting.
I'm gonna Google that later,
Good.
and then if it's not true, I'll edit it out.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure that's true.
Cool. Can we carry on now?
Yeah, you can.
Did it come from the water direction or the other direction?
The water direction.
Interesting. So it's changed from there. Was there any disturbance on the surface of the water? Like, did it come out of the water or just over the top?
Give me a perception. I'll let you do that retrospectively.
Did Ozzy
Thinking
get
back
water
what we
blasted
saw.
like those chicken carcasses?
Well, that's what I was saying.
Not great. Maths 13.
See, you can't really tell. The water was definitely disturbed, so it was affected by this wind, but you don't know if it came from the water, like out of the water, or if it went past the water.
Got something in my eye. Take it out of my socket. Wipe it off. Put it back in.
I will never get used to you doing that, Ozzy.
Oh, that's alright.
Why not? We can literally see the bone of his skull. It's not like it.
disgusting. No.
Well, that's alright. Just, a close personal friend calling a core aspect of my being disgusting. That's not something that'll keep me up. Right, are we heading down into this water then?
Yeah, as if you doing that is not going to keep me up.
You consider Nippy a close personal friend? That's so nice.
I mean, I only really know, like, the crew on a first-name basis, aside from my old crew who think I'm dead. Or, like, more dead. So, I suppose you are my 4 best and only friends.
Oh,
I'm Natalia Coxon, just so you know.
Yeah, I know.
Corkson? You're the son of a cork?
Yeah.
Alright.
What are you staring at, Pesto? You're the child of a rock.
Yeah, but my name's not Rockchild.
It would explain why things always come to a bit of a bottleneck with Niffy, eh?
Ah!
Because you like to whine?
You guys are just giving me more and more things to tick off on the bingo thing.
Niffy, as you're standing here, this conversation abound, you feel like a weird shiver down your spine. It feels as though like someone traced a finger down from the top downwards, giving you this shiver, but there's obviously nothing behind you as you look, but it just sends that shiver down.
I'm not being at the back anymore, Pester. You go back.
Nah.
Please.
Nah.
Ozzy.
Yeah, what's up?
You go in the back.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Thank
Do you want me to
you.
try and large squeeze pest you, or do you want to come up pest me?
Is there a passing point?
Not
I
really.
mean, I'll just step forwards, but we were going to head into that water, so should we come up with a plan for if we get separated?
Pesto can go.
Why would we
first.
get separated?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a crazy crypt with a bunch of different ways to go. We're currently looking for people that we can't see or hear, so sense the reason something could happen to us, seeing as we were told that there is like a big monster down here or something.
Well, what if we check down this way first?
I mean, we can if you want to. Did you want to go first?
Okay. You squidge your way around. Pesto, you're small enough that obviously you can be slipped around a little bit. Niffy, you go down this left path and see that it does in fact, again, to no surprise, continue on like a little cave tunnel. If I just show that to you there. Boom. Curves around to the side. Pesto, from there you wouldn't be able to see much more from what you could see before.
Yeah. Ozzy, you're taking the back, right?
Oh, like I can. Yep, that's fine.
Sure. Yeah.
So, skirting the other direction to the water, you keep going. And more tunnel. It curves slightly around to the right and then the left. You go up to there, you see a junction.
We didn't come up with a plan for if we get separated. I would recommend that if you haven't seen someone for like 20 minutes, you just kind of sit down and continually make as much noise as you can. That way we're not gonna miss each other, looking for each other.
I'll just continuously squeeze.
Yeah, that'll work.
But if we all haven't seen each other for 20 minutes and we're all sitting down, not moving, and just screaming, doesn't that mean that none of us are ever going to be found? We're just going to sit there screaming forever?
Oh, do you know what? That's
Maybe.
fair. All right. In that case, you two keep sitting down screaming. And
Okay.
I'll do that for 15 minutes. But then after
Alright.
15 minutes, I will then kind of go around looking for you.
Ooh, I can send out my toys to go around and try to find people as well.
That's a good idea. I can
Try to
Here we
get
go.
us back.
I can
Look at us,
send Pumpkin.
Planning for the worst.
Niffy, I'm afraid Pumpkin won't be the most reliable sort in these tunnels. As soon as he leaves your vision, he's just kind of a loose cannon.
No, he's not. He's perfect.
How would you know if he's out of your vision?
Because my Pumpkin would never be anything but perfect.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, are we going left or right, boys?
I don't know, you're the one leading. You choose.
Fine.
You turn left, going directly into a set of
Into the
stairs,
dark.
natural as the rest. And I'll give you a bit more. You'd be able to see something along the lines of... There we go. Boom. So you would go down some stairs. You could again turn left, which on the map is east. Or you could go down into what is actually a larger chamber. Again, not huge. It's still only about 10 foot wide, but it has multiple directions. You can see there's one to the right, one to the left. And it's a bit more open. A bit more space to, in quotes, breathe. Because, again, it's still very stuffy.
Can I look down?
You want to look down to the east? Yeah, of course, yes. So you have a look down this path to the east. You see that it is just another long corridor. And so I was originally going to be like, oh, I'll start hiding paths as you've walked away from them. But I'm going to go with Niffy's general mapping mind. You are a navigator, that you're probably jotting down some notes as to where you're going, which lets you know that this, in fact, connects back. This connects back to the fork that you didn't go down when you were distracted by the water.
So we can either go left and go back the way we came, or carry on into this cavern-y bit.
Well, let's get the new stuff.
Yeah, it stands to reason that if there's like a big monster, that it'd make its home in like a bigger bit of the cave, so we should look in there.
As you enter this slightly larger pocket, a wind starts picking up from the north.
No. I hug Ozzy's leg.
I jump down to the floor again and lay flat.
You lay flat on the ground. Okie dokie. Niffy, could you please make me a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage?
Okay, dang it.
You are lying on the ground.
There'd be less surface for the wind to push.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. 14.
14. You feel it attempt to impact over you, gripping onto your clothing, almost as though something was manipulating to try and attack you, rather than just wind rushing past. And this sort of stranger feeling is accentuated by the fact that the wind comes from the north, whips around you, Niffy, and then goes back north and down the eastern path. It did not continue in a sort of straight line.
That felt like it was trying to grab me.
Whatever this thing is, we're gonna find it and we're gonna kill it. You hear us? You're dead! Again! Assuming you're already dead.
Can I look down to the west, please?
You can. The northwestern path. You can see that this slightly wider, or slightly larger width to the path you're currently on pertains, as it goes up towards the north, a slightly, I wouldn't call it a cavern necessarily, but it stays about 10 foot wide. Two of you could stand side by side. You're looking down the eastern path at the bottom. You see, let's see, you probably see like that. You can see that it just leads off in another direction, but obviously unless you go down, you can't really see.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it was a path.
No, that's fine, that's fine.
There's also a path down here.
Which way do we want to go?
You're the one walking in front, so it's your call.
Oh, if I...
Hey, you go up to the north, and as you get up to this, to the top of this path, it thins out, and in fact ends.
A dead end!
Which would be boring for you, Niffy, if it wasn't for the fact of a body laying on the ground.
Uh-oh.
Fresh body?
You don't even know if they're alive or dead. It is a humanoid body. You can see it is a person dressed in very fancy clothes.
The Bard!
A silver-trimmed lute on the ground, smashed, with these very fanciful clothing, torn and evidently ripped away.
It's Lorray.
I'll go up to them and poke them with my ladle.
There is no response.
I think they're dead, guys.
Ozzy, do you want to check it out?
I'll search for a pulse. Do my checks to see if they are in fact dead.
Give me a medicine check.
Natural 20 for a 24.
Natural
This is why you have a dead guy as the ship's doctor.
You are extremely...
Yep.
I'll get to you in a second, Purdy. You are extremely sure.
No, I was whooping
Oh, I see.
and looking at my bingo card at the same time.
Oh.
So my arm kind of got stuck.
Whoop. There. You are extremely sure that they are dead.
Oh.
I don't think there's much hope for this guy, unfortunately.
All right. They look rich. Do they have anything valuable on them? Can I dig through his stuff?
Yeah, give me an investigation. What a desecrated
Okay.
corpse. Yeah, fine.
Yes, absolutely. That is a 19.
19. You find very quickly, but unfortunately it seems they were not the one holding on to anything of particular value. There was this, what would have been a very expensive loot. The silver lining on the edges is actually silver. The strings themselves almost seem to be wrapped in gold. Whether it is actual gold or not, you don't know, but it is broken. Inside the backpack, the small backpack that they wear, there are some rations and vague supplies, not enough to actually be travelling down the catacombs for any kind of period of time. The only thing that is of any importance at all, potentially, is a piece of paper. And I say that with this curiosity, because you would as well. It is obviously a piece of paper, but what is on it is like static, almost. I'm going to send it over to you. This is a resource.
I see a picture of a cat on a sofa.
It looks like a cat on a sofa. It looks like this. This image of just static all over, as like someone spilt ink and tried to dab it away. And as you look closely at this piece of paper, there may be some form of shapes on there, but it's very difficult to tell. For the podcast, what we're looking at is a sort of a rectangle. On it are some weird blobby shapes that are also kind of staticky, but kind of defined. And on each of those blobs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there are red marks in random places, small red marks in random places.
It kind of looks, for those who know what a stereogram is, it kind of looks like the 3D effect you get with one of them.
Yes.
They are also known as magic eye puzzles in some parts of the world.
Before you restrain your eyes, it is not one of them.
No, I know. It doesn't have the kind of regularity that you need for that. But it looks like the end result of one, which is interesting.
A little bit, yes.
It looks like a map. That's curious.
Hmm.
Can I go up to the body and pull out some spice out of my little spice bag thing I've got and just like chuck it over the body?
You season the body.
We're not going to eat that, right?
No, but I don't have flowers to leave on a body. Like in my court, should we leave a flower on a dead body? But I don't have any flowers, so
You've
What's the
killed a
thing?
lot of people in front of me. You've never left a flower on any of them.
Should we cut their head off and bring it back for Vern? Just to
No!
show proof of death?
no.
It's not a bad idea. I do think that maybe, like,
How about we just take the
Just-
fucking loot?
yeah, like, a bit of the remains of the loot might be enough, though.
Okay. I'll pocket the loot into my bag.
How tall would this person have been, Alex?
How tall would they be? Not especially tall, maybe around 5'10".
5'10". I can make that work.
Taller than the average human, but you know.
I'd like to take his fancy clothes.
So they would need to be stitched up and fixed. There's holes and patches all over them.
Yeah, that's fine. I can mend stuff.
I've got mending as well.
Yeah, it would take a while to mend up all the holes, but they are all obviously small enough. One of the sleeves is torn off, so it would take a bit of stitching and fixing and mending to get that. But you can just strip him down naked, if you wish.
Yeah, that's fine.
So what do we presume that this note is?
As you're stripping him down naked, rather compromised, a wind starts building up behind.
And I put the loot in my bag.
It is in two pieces. Imagine a guitar that got smashed.
Yeah,
against
I put
the
them
wall.
both in. That makes it easier to put in the bag.
Yes, it wouldn't be possible to put it in the bag otherwise, but you can. This would not be fixable with mending. It would have to be...
No, it's
fixed.
proof. I'm not going to mend it. It's proof.
I get where you're coming from. Yeah. So it is technically one piece because the strings are still attached to both ends, but it is a piece. A wind starts picking up from behind you, trapping you in this corner.
I'm putting myself against the wall.
I'm going to squeeze as tightly into the corner with the body as I can.
Before any of you say what you're doing, Ozzy, you are around here because you are stripping down the clothes off this figure,
Aye.
blocking the way.
See?
Pesto,
No, I can squeeze through. I'm tiny.
usually, but there's not enough time to react to this.
Oh,
Because-
fuck off.
What I'm going to ask you to do instead is roll initiative.
Oh, what? You can't fight wind.
you heard it here first.
I've had some wind that's fought me before.
Yeah, it
Oh,
fights
bye.
you. You don't fight it. There's nothing you can do about it when it's coming.
Okay. Could you please give me some initiatives, starting with Pesto?
9.
18.
13.
I'm just glad I get to roll this time.
First things first is a surprise round because you are caught compromised. You have no idea what is coming, but wind is battering its way down the corridor. Niffy,
Mm-hmm.
does a 19 hit?
I think so. Yeah, it does.
Assume it does. Wonderful. You are going to take 10 damage as this wind slams into your chest, winding you.
I was about to ask, is this a ranged weapon attack? And then it was like, it's the wind. Why? Why would it be a weapon attack?
If it does a 21 hit, it is higher, so therefore it does.
Yeah.
The wind slams into you a second time, doing another
Bitch.
10 damage.
You just hear a very winded,
Yeah.
muffled pitch.
It ironically takes the wind out of your out of your lungs. Niffy, it is your turn. Also, I realised in this, Ozzy, you've been caught with somebody else's pants down.
I'm folding it though as best I can. Be nice and neat before
the
stuff
body,
it.
or-
I'm doing that thing where you fold it outside the bag and then you just kind of stuff it in your pack.
Yeah. You fold it nicely, realise it's not all going to fit, and just...
So I'll pin myself to the wall the best I can.
Uh-huh.
And then that won't do anything against wind.
Everything changed when the Air Nation attacked.
I kind of don't know what to do against wind. Can I favoured foe it?
No. I will say, as it has attacked you twice, again, it doesn't feel like the breeze coming past and shoving you into a wall. It feels like something is hitting you.
Yeah, I know, but we don't know what the fuck it is.
Can we presume it is an invisible thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
You are welcome to do investigations or perceptions on your
Yeah.
turn, but I'm not going to give you that information now.
Is it going to take a whole action to do that?
An investigation, yes. A perception, no.
I will investigate the wind.
Sure, you investigate.
18.
How are you investigating? Just like feeling out in front of you?
Yeah, just be
An
like
18?
whacking my arms around like a fucking mad woman.
Sure. As you wave your arms around, you feel there is certainly something solid in front of you. You can't see anything. The wind is whipping around, dust coming off the ground, but there is something of some kind of a shape in
Is
front
that
of you.
solid thing moving? As I'm...
If you're waving your arms around, you don't know. You're just botching into something.
Okay.
But I mean, it wasn't there before, so you can assume in some way it has moved there.
Yeah. No, I was thinking more like if I'm whacking one arm that way and one arm that way, do I hit it twice but in different areas?
No, I see. You only hit in the 5-foot square in front of you on the map.
Cool.
I say in front of you, to the east of you on the map, to the right of you.
That bit there.
Yes.
Guys, there is something here. It's not just wind.
Okay. Is that all you're going to do? Anything on your bonus? Okay.
Actually.
Okay.
Bonus. Yeah, so I'll just. Actually, no. So that close, I won't do that. No.
You won't do whatever you were about to say that you haven't done.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Ozzy, it is your turn.
Interesting. So it's essentially it's on the other side of Pesto to me, yeah?
It has been highlighted that something is about there, but you don't know what it is.
Yeah. Very interesting. God, I'd love to have like a bard spell list or something at this point for fairy fire or similar. I don't.
You know, I bet I know someone on our crew that may.
Yeah, but Mark's not here.
Yeah, that's an issue, isn't
Well, I
it?
mean, he went invisible. Something invisible is attacking you.
So
That's true.
therefore, it's Mark's fault.
Yes.
Would we know that you can do things like fairy fire?
I don't quite understand how you're
That
faulting.
Mark could?
Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying that you also could do it because I think artificers can also do it.
Oh, I probably can, but I don't have it.
Gotcha.
Like, you'd know
In that
the
case, never
existence of it.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, I'm going to fire the spirit cannon. This is guiding bolt as a large cannonball, like green and surrounded by green mist, comes flying out of the ether towards this thing. I'm assuming, Alex, that's a roll at disadvantage.
It is indeed a roll at disadvantage.
I always lose my second d20 in this box. That is a 14 to hit, so I will use War God's Blessing
Okay,
to give that a plus 10.
Okay, 24 does impact something. You see that it impacts and sort of shifts around a shape of undetermined dimensions to you, other than it is in front.
It's like a blobby shape.
I'll let you determine the spell. What is the determining fact? The glow, the whatever.
So like that, my kind of magic of like green glowy mist on it. Just making sure that I am crossing off the right thing.
Sure.
This is a channel divinity thing, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is.
You can see it's humanoid-ish, about 6 to 7 foot tall, but sort of changing and moving. It has 2 what could be considered arms. It has kind of a body and a head, but none of it is circular or human-shaped. It's kind of like an amorphous, shifting glob.
Would we recognize this as some form of air elemental?
You can roll me a nature.
Probably not. 9.
No, you have no idea.
I will on my turn.
And do I want to do anything with that? Oh, sorry, I didn't actually roll my damage for that.
Yes, you do also need to roll the damage.
That would have been not very good, wouldn't it? 6, 10, 12, 14 radiant damage.
Sure.
And seeing that there is something here, I will bait and switch with Pesto.
Yippee!
Okay. So, Pesto, you're just like, "Ah!" and then you're just grabbed from behind
Yay!
and shoved backwards.
Thank you!
So cross off a superiority dice. I will use the d8 for my armor class. Plus 4.
Okay,
That's it.
wonderful. Pesto, it is your turn. You have been thrown backwards, feeling a little bit safer, but also kind of backed in there.
Alright. Okay. I've got an advantage on whatever, or I guess it would just be a normal roll on this shot, right? Does it set advantage, or does it...
It is advantage on the next thing. It's not that it doesn't benefit from being invisible. So yes. So that would cancel out. Or if you want to do
Okay.
Alex's weird thing, you would roll all 3.
I do always call it weird and make me feel like it's a stupid thing. I think it's fun.
It's
I
not
like
stu-
all 3.
It's not stupid, it is weird. Weird affectionate.
Okay, it is weird.
Yeah.
Then fuck you, Joe. Roll 3, take the mid list.
Okay, well, I didn't even say what I was going to do yet.
Well, fine. In that case, if you were to do something that...
I'm going to firebolt it.
Then roll 3, take it.
Oh, I don't actually have 3d20 out because I'm just using these 2 right now. I'll roll the blue one again. And then 7 and a 7. So
7.
7 plus 10, 17.
Wonderful. 17 hits. You see this. These flames wrap around the shape that has already been sort of determined.
4 fire damage, and then I will release the toys.
Sure. Where are they going to go?
So they can occupy the space of another creature because they are tiny.
They can.
So
Just for your information, the caves you're in are 10 foot tall.
okay, good. Because I will have Olive fly above me.
Exactly. That's why I.
Yeah. Olive flies above. Parm and Lem are on either side of Ozzy so they can point around and shoot using Ozzy's legs as cover.
Sure.
And Basil and Pine Nut are going to fly up behind where the figure was. So crawl through Oz. So I'm going to roll for attacks. So we've got a 23 and a 19 to hit on the 2 pea shooters.
Mhm.
And then the 2 melees.
They both hit. I'm sure you worked out.
That one's cock. Oh, this is the same thing.
You did the appropriate advantages and disadvantages, didn't you? I assume.
No, because I don't have the advantage anymore. So then the second roll would be for the pea shooters, which the lower rolls for the other ones, so they would still hit.
Yeah, the first 2 you have said, if they were used as disadvantage, still hits. That's fine.
Yes. And this is for the 2 melee boys. Okay, that's a 3 and a 1, so they will not hit.
Sure.
Olive is the last one. 17. So all the ranged guys hit.
It's acid damage, isn't it?
Yeah, on the spit.
Yeah, cool.
So...
Yeah, there's just this. There's all of your toys just come flying out.
Yeah, so there is. Yeah, 6, 5, 11, and then acid damage is 8. 8 acid damage, 11 magical bludgeoning.
Okay. 19 all together. Okay. The thing in front of you's turn. It is going to attempt to wrap its arms around Niffy.
Oh, you want a hug?
Could you please roll in athletics or acrobatics to avoid getting grappled?
7?
Unfortunately, not. You are engulfed with these. It starts with like a wind that presses up against you, but then you feel something solid, kind of like a weird silky blanket getting wrapped around you as you are grappled. And then you start being dragged backwards. So,
Drag her!
Bitch.
we got to about like.
Hey!
Oh,
My
do I
2
get-
melee boys.
Do I
yeah.
get to take the toys with me?
The 2 melee boys get attacks of opportunity.
Yes. So anyone who would like to make attacks of opportunity, they
Can
do.
I?
You cannot. You have not gone out of its melee range.
A 16 on one of them.
Just hit.
These are still at disadvantage, aren't they?
24.
Yes, they would be.
So 16 and 24, they both hit.
Mm-hmm.
Both of the melee boys have sharp on them, so they get bonus damage.
23 to hit with my longsword.
Will hit.
14 damage.
Okay. So the toys grab at whatever the hell was in front. There's no blood or any kind of symbology that it's injured. There's just impacts from your weapons.
It takes 11 slashing damage from me, and it is sapped, so it has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the start of my next turn.
Okay. Now, if you were NPCs, of course, you'd have to just, like, forget that any of this happened, because you would, in fact, be saying, must have been the wind. You're not, though, so that's fine. Niffy, it is your turn.
Must have been wind.
You have been gripped, but as you're grappled, you can still take actions. You just cannot move unless you break out.
How do I break out?
By doing a athletics or acrobatics. Contested.
Fuck's sake. I'm going to try and break out, but it's only a 10.
Wonderful. That is your action. It does not work. You are wrapped up and tangled.
Hey.
You're a little disoriented because you've been dragged across the floor, and the wind is whipping around, getting all in your ears, making you quite unfortunately disoriented.
Definitely done that.
You can make bonuses and things if you wish.
I can.
It's alright, Purdy, I got you.
But my bonuses aren't any good in this situation right now.
Don't worry, I got you.
Okay. Ozzy.
Do we know which side? Presumably from the direction that Peddy's being dragged or Niffy's being dragged, we can see which square it's occupying.
You can make an assumption, but you do not know.
I mean, it's still an
Okay,
attack
well,
disadvantage, huh?
Yeah, I'll try and walk into this square.
Meta as fuck. I mean,
I don't know another way to do this.
No, to be fair though, it's not that meta because of course if you tried to walk where someone invisible is, you would in fact get blocked. So you walk into that square, no problems.
Okay.
You walk up to Niffy, who is waving her arms around going...
Okay. And I will... Does it seem to be this one? To the north?
I'm not going to tell you.
I would assume so, with the way that it's moving. Otherwise, I would assume Niffy would be where you're standing right now if it was going to the bottom.
Cool. I will Repentant Strike.
Okay.
This
Attack with disadvantage.
That's a 2 on the dice. 11. I will again.
I can. Oh wait, no.
Do
I?
I?
Can't. Not on an attack.
That's a lot of Channel Divinity to use.
You gonna blow your load
Yeah,
now? Blow your
Yeah,
load?
why not?
Not over me, please.
I will do another Guided Strike
Okay. 21 hit.
to make it into a 21. And that is 13 radiant damage. And this
Okay.
is again sapped, so its next attack roll has disadvantage.
Okay.
It presumably has not released her.
What should I say? She is still flapping her hands around, so you can assume.
And for my bonus action, I'm going to use my War Priest bonus attack, which should let me do a grapple.
Ooh, fancy.
Okay.
Joe said, I'm going to use all of my action economy.
Am I doing this at disadvantage also, Alex? It's not an attack roll, but I don't know if you want me to do it at
You are
disadvantage
doing
because
this
it's invisible.
not at all,
Oh,
because it is conditionally immune to being grappled.
He did hint at
Interesting.
that when he said that it didn't have like a solid, like the form was still moving even though it was glowing.
So you attempt to grab at it, and you just can't get a hold of anything.
okay. Interesting. So we can touch it
It's
for the sake
think
of
of it
like...
more like as you grab it, like you know those really old toys you used to get,
The
which were
little
like
squishy things that
the
go.
tubes.
Oh,
the
yeah,
tubes you
you-
can hold. Something like that. As you try to grab it, it's just like straight out of your hands. There's just no way of getting it.
So it's like it has the free form or whatever the hell that spell is called effect on it.
Couldn't tell you.
gaseous form.
No, the freedom of movement. Yeah, freedom of movement, where you can't be grappled or restrained or anything.
Okay. We may be able to trap it somehow, in that case. Cool. That's it for my turn then. Wait, can I...
That's-
Hmm,
You're worse
how
than
would
when
that
Quince
work?
was a monk. I want to do this, and then I want to do this.
Oh my god, could you imagine Joe the monk with every little bit that they would get?
Oh, there'd be no point playing a monk, because they don't really get any abilities outside of fighting, or at least I can do stuff outside of fighting with, like, any other class. No, I'm
you
just
would
thinking...
find a way, even if you like
This-
multi-classed.
This is a question for you, Alex. I will put to you before doing it, just so that you know what I'm thinking about.
Okay.
I can move people with bait and switch.
Yeah.
Can I move someone, because it doesn't use their movement speed, can I move someone who is grappled?
Doesn't it require it to be a willing creature?
Well, I mean, she could be willing,
They are a
but
willing
the
creature.
Yeah, but
no,
It's
no.
Niffy.
But for the sake of fun, I will say that to do so, you can make the action, but you would have to do a contested roll to see if you can break the grip.
Oh, sure, I'll do that, because it's... Wait, when you say make the action, as in I just do what bait and switch needs?
Yeah, so
Or
you
it
do
is an
bait and
action?
switch. No, you do bait and switch,
Okay.
and it would activate the contested roll that is
Yeah.
of breaking out of the grapple.
You can also. I do have my vortex still, so I can just grab Niffy.
That's alright, I get this back on a short rest, so I might as well give it a try.
Okay.
So I will do that. I will attempt to bait and switch with Niffy.
Sure, give me an. I'm assuming you're going to go for athletics.
Yes, most likely.
In fact, actually, I think you'd have to go for athletics because you can't really acrobatics somebody else out.
Not with that imagination.
You just slide in there in place of
You're
them.
really
Just slide in
fanciful
between
about
them. Leave
natural
room for
20.
Jesus.
For 23.
You're fine.
I
Niffy,
can't
you're being
believe you
thrown around, you're disoriented, and then you're just like grabbed forcefully in the back and yanked backwards. Ozzy, you of course step forwards.
Yes.
You will not be immediately grappled. You're just standing where you assume is next to this creature. Niffy, you are thrown backwards, land on the ground. You're not functionally prone, but you just land on the ground, still disoriented, like what the fuck just happened?
Until my next turn, Purdy, you've got an extra 1 to your AC.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Pesto.
Hi. I'm gonna move up.
Sure. Move over to Niffy.
My toys will also be moving up.
Cool.
These two are fast as fuck, boy, so they're gonna go right there.
Okay. They go where you assume is the other side of this creature.
Yes, correct. These two, my shooty lads, they can't go as far. 5, 10, 15, 20. Well, they were here, so 5, 10, 15, 20, so they can scoot up here.
Yeah, they can get.
Olive can go further, so Olive can go behind Niffy here. I'm just gonna try it again. I'm not gonna waste a bunch of resources. Since no use everyone expending all the resources. I'm going to take a firebolt shot.
So rude.
Listen, we shouldn't all do it. If you're out and can only smack, then I should be able to do lots of things. So that's a 17 to hit. 7 was the lower, 14 was the higher.
Okay. We did have a plus 10. Crazy.
I do, yeah. 13 fire damage.
Okie
Much better
dokie.
roll that time. And now time for the many rolls. Okay. Shooty boys. An 18 and a 19. 28.
Sure.
3, 13.
A 13 does not hit.
Okay. 19 to hit.
You already know that hits.
14 to hit.
Does not hit.
20, 21. Yeah, 21 still. Okay. One range.
You guys really did pick. Niffy has to now be a monk so that you can all just have like the longest turns ever.
Listen.
I still wouldn't be able to have a long turn.
I figured it was my turn. 9 damage from Lem.
Okay.
6 damage from Basil, and 10 acid damage.
Okay.
Done.
Wonderful. Niffy.
So,
I know for a
you-
fact a 10 doesn't hit. Yeah.
this thing's no longer glowing, is it?
No, it was only for that one attack.
But a 21 does hit you, Niffy, as you are the wind whips around you again. You are slammed once more, doing 10 damage again. You get slammed, and then there's this kind of extra powerful whip of wind, and then the sound of wind just disappears. It goes silent.
Assuming it rushed away from the toys.
There was no rush of wind past. There was no rush of wind through.
Oh, just stopped?
It just... and then nothing. It is up to you if you want to be in initiative still or out of initiative. I'll give you the choice.
Stay in initiative for a minute or two.
For a minute or two? That's like 10 rounds.
For us, not the round.
We can roll to dodge for 10 rounds.
Niffy, it is your turn. You've been hit again.
So we were assuming it was in that square, weren't we, originally?
You were?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to walk into that square and just wave my arms around willy-nilly.
You wave your arms around willy-nilly and you impact the rocks on the side and it really hurts.
Ow! It's still here! Start waving my arms around willy-nilly again.
You hit a rock.
No, I didn't.
You did. I just saw it.
You didn't see anything.
You're standing 10 feet in front of me.
You seeing things?
I don't like being gaslit like this.
I don't know where it's gone.
Yeah, it just disappeared. It's probably someone's like summoned thing or something. So damaging it may not even be useful.
So are we walking again?
I guess so. What else is there to do?
Cool. Are we staying in initiative still?
That's up to you. Are you staying initiative?
Ozzy, were you about to say something?
Yes. With Ozzy's medical knowledge, the dead guy, he died from, like, obvious blunt trauma, or, like...
You didn't check.
You said that his stuff had rips on it. Was he
Yeah,
sliced?
he was tattered up. You didn't check particularly hard. You can go back and check, obviously, but it didn't look like someone had taken a blade and cut through. It just looked like he'd been battered around. But again, you'd have to investigate more.
No, that's fine. As long as there was no obvious, like, slices or cuts.
Or in fact, actually, you can look at the clothes that you've now got because you stole them.
Yeah, no, if there's no obvious cuts or slices, yeah, so, like, the adventurer guy that we ran into in the tavern, that's the reason why we're here, he had also been hit by, like, something blunt.
Yeah.
So, you know, at the moment, we only know of one creature down here, so it seems like it's that invisible thingy.
Yeah, but it doesn't strike me as like its own creature. It strikes me as like a summoned creature or effect, kind of similar to my unseen servant.
All right, it could be. But, like,
It
what I'm
strikes
saying is,
fucking hard.
in terms of, like, the value of damaging it, I'd still say that when the opportunity presents itself, because we can surmise that it has killed or tried to kill before, and even if, it is a summon thing, it'll take the summoner some kind of energy to re-summon it if we kill it. That can only be a good thing for us, really.
Yeah, I just think perhaps our energy's better spent on defensive measures if it's only here for a limited time.
Yeah.
Because it didn't seem to be any of our attacks that made it disperse.
Yeah, that's true. There's also, we could just see where it wants to take us. Like next time we grab someone, we could just go with it and then just follow.
Maybe, but that guy was here and was killed, so I imagine it just wants to kill us.
But did it die? Did he die because he didn't go with?
I don't know, maybe.
Or maybe he was just separating them.
As you're having this conversation, Pesto, you feel like somebody gently holds your hand, like into finger, holds your hand just for a second before a feeling disappears.
It's like, not now, Lem. Wait, you don't have fingers. What the fuck?
Oh, you are with Lem growing fingers?
No. Something held my hand, which isn't as scary as it sounds, I guess.
Hello, invisible creature. If you're here, and would you like to communicate in some way? We could have a chat.
Wait, I think I have a device for this. It's called a spirit talker box.
Great.
I'm kidding. This is...
Oh, well,
Just
you
let me
invented
have
lots of
that.
stuff, so I thought that was plausible.
Hey, Alex, do I have that?
No.
Okay, cool. Just checking.
I know what I'll do.
No, I do have it. It's just a direct call to Ozzy.
I will literally cast Amateur Soothsaying.
Okay.
So I'll sit down for 11 minutes.
No.
And this is the wheel, woe, good, bad, good and bad, neither good nor bad thing. So I will describe a course of action, and you tell me if that will be good and bad, or neither good nor bad.
Wonderful. 3 minutes into your casting, there is a wind whipping up from the northern path.
I will attempt to retain concentration on what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm gonna have the ranged toys fire into the direction I hear coming from.
Okay. They can roll to hit at disadvantage.
Okay. Olive gets a natural 1. Lem gets an 18. Harm gets... I rolled 2 sevens, a 17.
The 18 and the 17 would hit or impact something.
Harm does 5. Lem does 6. So 11 magical bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Ozzy, a 22. I don't know. That it probably doesn't hit you.
22 hits me.
A 22 hits you. Wonderful. You
22
are.
is a high number.
You also have a crate. You could have in one of the fights potentially got to a 31 AC. So.
I mean, my maximum could be
31.
no, because of bait and switch. If I bait and switch and got the maximum roll, that would be +8. If I was wearing my other shield, that'd be another 1. I could cast shield, that's another 5, and I can do Shield of Faith, which is +16.
Can you bait and switch and shield in the same turn?
Yes, it's not a reaction. So that would be 38, I guess.
38. Just so anyone who's listening to the podcast, this is a man who has claimed to not be min-maxing.
I optimize around the theme.
Not
It's different.
min-maxing. Just so everyone
Not
knows,
min-maxing.
not
Yeah.
min-maxing.
Leave it in the comments of whatever platform you're watching this on, if you think that's min-maxing.
You take 9 damage, so therefore would have to roll a concentration check. Just roll it functionally like you were concentrating on a spell.
32.
22, you're fine. You manage to keep concentration as you're clanged in the head by this wind, which again comes down towards you and blasts off in a different direction. But then you continue on with your ritual. Another 4 minutes in, a wind starts whipping up ahead.
Over those minutes, I want the melee ones to stance up here, and I want the ranged ones to all stance up there as well.
Okay, so that's to the north.
I'll also stand in that space with them.
Okay, so behind and in front. The wind starts whipping up from the east. Niffy does a... Oh, you're probably going to be fine. Does a...
Which east?
East.
There's 2 eastern tunnels.
Yeah, technically, yeah.
North.
Guess
There's
it.
north,
One on
south,
northeast.
and east for this, I think.
I would have said southeast for the one that's
Okay.
southeast to you.
My melee boys will get an attack of opportunity.
Well, depending on what direction things go and where they are. Yes. Niffy
Mm-hmm.
does a... Oh, no, I know it doesn't hit you. It's, an 8. An 8 doesn't hit you.
Nope.
You get vaguely caressed by the wind,
Oh, love you too.
which, after hitting you, goes directly upwards, and then the sound disperses into nothingness.
Directly, like, into the ceiling?
Upwards.
If it
So it
travels
came-
away, they would still get it though, because you said that
Yeah,
this was only 10 foot high.
Yeah, if it came this way and it went up, they would still get an attack of opportunity because they're in that 5 foot.
If what is happening is what you think is happening. Yes.
Well, you said it went. it traversed up.
No,
So
I
it
said
moved.
the wind came from the east, and the wind moved up above you.
If it moved up, then it's moving out of.
The wind.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're
but
assuming
it's-
I'm talking about a creature.
So this is not the creature. This is
All
a-
I'm saying to you is you do not get your opportunity attack.
Okay.
Okay, so this is not the creature. This is like an environmental effect.
There's 2 things we're calling the wind.
I'm not sure what else I could call it. If you would like, it is the wind coming down a tunnel.
If we could have the wind and the wind creature, that would be good.
But then I would be defining for you, which the whole
but-
purposeful point is that
yeah,
I'm
but
not.
at the point where it matters for clarity, for things like opportunity attacks, that would be helpful.
Sure, but the clarity is you don't get the opportunity attack.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you just let me know if I do, rather than me having to ask every time?
No, that's perfectly fine.
Okay. Cool.
That's how I was going to run it, but you were saying you get opportunity
Okay.
attack.
Well,
You're saying you don't.
I don't. I just want to make sure because if I'm not saying that I'm doing the thing, then it's
Oh, no. Your question is reasonable. I'm not arguing that you were being unreasonable.
Okay.
I'm just saying you don't get your opportunity
okay,
attack.
okay.
But then at the end of the 10 minutes, cast your spell.
Okay, so it's amateur soothsaying. The course of action was going to be follow the creature to its point of origin in these crypts. So the
Okay.
course of action to be taken is to find the creatures or follow the creatures to its point of origin within the crypt. So you tell me if that would have a good and bad, or neither good nor bad result.
Bad.
Bad. Okay. Well, we shouldn't follow it. By the way, sorry, I don't think I've talked about what this would look like.
A good point.
So you know how some people have little rune stones and stuff that they would throw up or toss the bones and stuff and read how they fall. It's just Ozzy just removing all of his fingers, tossing them up and looking at them on the ground, going, "Oh yeah," and prodding them around, but with magical glow and flair. Maybe the sound of sea spray.
You know what? I think it's more hilarious if there's no magical glow or flare, and you just grab your fingers, chuck them in the air, they land on the ground, and you go, "Nah, it's bad." The 10 minutes is just how long it takes to get your fucking fingers off.
Yeah. Well, I've got to unscrew them each time and then screw them back in.
They're screwed on. They're not held together magically.
Ew.
I mean, yes, they are, but who's to say what the right or wrong way to disconnect them is?
That's so
They're
viscerally.
I've got my other
they're
finger
magically
that's
screwed on.
the one that I just kind of pull off.
That is
like
viscerally
that.
upsetting.
That's why it takes 10 minutes.
I do not like that.
It's like ejecting a memory stick after doing the safe eject thing. It takes the extra time.
For me personally, that's pretty close approaching the scab tentacle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The scab tentacle is so much worse.
It,
Yeah, that was
it-
worse because it went down a guy's throat, right?
it was really bad, which is why I'm not saying it's at that level, but it's approaching that level of visceralness for me.
Was that a
Cromwell.
what's his name? Cromwell,
Cromwell
thing.
Yeah, of course it was.
The tentacular Cromwell.
So, you have been given this omen. It would be bad to let it drag you away. where are you going to go? For a little bit of clarification, you have started on the eastern side, gone down, discovered that what is supposedly the southeast of this cave system kind of loops around a bunch. There is one little bit from where you're currently standing in the southeast that you have not gone down, but there is a lot to the north that you haven't gone down.
Okay, I'm gonna be so real and so honest with you all. I think this piece of paper is showing like really rough and like really bad estimations of these catacombs. I think this guy was really fucking bad at making maps. Niffy, like, you're taking the cake if this is supposed to be a map. But I think maybe we could get to one of these close red dots on here if we go down the southeastern path.
Okay.
Right after you, buddy.
Oh, okay. I'm taking my choice back.
Hey, go down the southeastern path. As you step into it,
Can I jump in front of Ozzy?
of course, as you step into this path, you can see that, as with other parts, it moves down to the south through a very thin gap that you'd have to squeeze on through.
Careful, it's pinching here.
As you move through, could you make me a dexterity saving? Yes, a dexterity
Even me? How's
Saving
anyone else
throw.
gonna make it through here?
with advantage because you're small.
Oh, okay.
I love finishing sentences.
I'm sure you do. I will never let you finish one.
And that is why I've got on the bingo card, somebody talks over Alex.
God damn it. 17?
17, you're fine. You squidge on through.
14.
Well, you don't need to do one.
I thought we were all doing
Oh, I
it.
thought we were all going.
Oh, are you all going through at the same time?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
Wonderful. 14 and Niffy?
Wait, no, guys, no, don't! No, guys!
Niffy, what did you say?
Was
Yours
it a
isn't
dex
with...
save?
It is a dexterity saving throw, yes.
14 as well then.
Guys, it's too tight in here. We can't.
Niffy, when you go through, you're squidging and scraping your way through. Ozzy, you haven't actually got to your bit yet. And as you do, there's this, like, creaking, cracking sound as these rocks just collapse down behind you. Filling in, I'll just do it in green again, this, like, circular space about there. Trapping the two of you in mostly darkness, apart from the lights that you have in the back, in a dead end.
Niffy, why did you do that?
I was following you!
Oh my god, we're gonna die.
Niffy likes smoke.
No, we need the oxygen! Stop, put that out!
Oh, as you're panicking, Pesto, you would notice there is the tiniest little crack about here that you, as a small person, possibly could get through. You can't scrape it away, it's rock. You would have to squeeze tightly through it.
Oh, I'm squeezing.
Okay, give me a, what would be good for that? Something dexterity-based. Acrobatics?
Are you sure you don't want athletics?
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I mean, I'm trying to think, how would you... It's not really an athletics type thing, is it?
I don't know, is it?
Like, trying to contort your body.
That's a 16.
16, fine. You squidge through, really squeeze, and eventually you pop out into this tiny, like 4-foot tall chamber.
Oh, this is worse. Oh god, this is worse.
It's tiny, like hard to get out. The rocks are jagged in a direction to what is now towards you, so it's going to be even harder to get out than it was to get in. And this is like crushing on the inside, not like physically crushing you, but like especially if you're claustrophobic, you're touching all sides at the same time. Niffy, you could just hear this like echoing panic coming through this gap that you're pretty sure you couldn't fit through even if you wanted to.
You okay?
No!
Okay!
Can I investigate the walls of this chamber?
Yeah, you're welcome to.
Even though I think you just made this up on the spot, seeing as there is not a thing for it.
Ozzy, what are you doing?
Well, the way that Ozzy sees it is caving in roof here is in the immediate term bad because If they're trapped and they run out of oxygen, they die. If we clear away the rock and all the water starts coming in, that's good because they can breathe underwater. So he'll get his pickaxe and he'll start to clear away the
At the ceiling?
the cave in.
Oh, the cave in front.
My
Sure.
super good at breaking objects pickaxe.
That would take a few rounds, so if you just start hearing this clonk, clonk, clonk coming from the other side.
Yeah, I'm just sat here smoking.
Pesto?
22.
22. It's just roll. This is just a tiny chamber that no one was ever supposed to go into. As you're panicking, of course, because
I'm getting
just to
out.
accentuate
I'm trying to climb
everything,
out.
as you're starting to get out, you just feel like the tiniest of like fingers run down your face. Yeah, give me another acrobatics with disadvantage to get out the other side.
Oh, god damn it. I rolled a nat 20. And a
nat 20.
13. 15.
15. You're fine. It's jagged. You can see how you would cut yourself up if you didn't get some sort of composure. But you do manage to scrape your way out to what now feels like a really open chamber, even though it's still tiny.
I go and hug Niffy's leg.
Ah! Oh, hi, Pesto.
Something touched my cheek!
Do you want some?
Yes!
With your hyperventilating, that hits you like almost immediately. Roll me a Constitution save.
Okay.
That's when the paranoia really sets in.
Exactly.
Well.
That's a 12. It's not great. It's not like your full-on anxiety attack, but this does not calm you down. This just pushes the anxiety side of weed, where you're just like... Everything gets worse.
No!
Don't smoke it all.
Meanwhile, on the other side, we dig.
Yeah.
It's a couple
Toys
minutes of...
get to work!
It's a couple minutes of panicking with like Lem and such moving tiny pebbles at a time before a crack
Every
of
now
light.
and then,
Yeah?
can Niffy just slightly slide a finger down Pesto's face?
I mean, you can, yes.
And then like manically giggle.
Ozzy's going to adapt to an old sea shanty for this kind of work to keep his pace up.
Yeah.
I'm a skeleton and I'm digging a hole. Diggy, diggy hole. Dig a hole.
Oh.
No!
After a couple
Which
minutes,
probably comes through something like...
echoing through these horror sounds. Eventually, light starts to crack through the rock, Niffy, as the rocks break away, leaving enough space for
I see the light.
you to get. It's the light of his eyeball.
All right, go towards it.
And yeah, Pesto,
Claws
you
her out like a dang cat. Just...
gutter past. This like open chamber, it feels airy. I mean, there's probably still this edge of like you're trapped underground, you know, but it's a lot less trapped underground than you were just a couple seconds ago.
Hi, Audrey.
Why is it every time I make a recommendation, it goes horribly for me?
Well, you were going first. I thought you had tried to avoid that.
Ozzy, can you carry me?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Okay.
I mean, technically you'd have like half movement, but you know, we're out of initiative, so it doesn't matter that much.
I mean, he's a small creature, right?
He is.
He can mount. I can be his mount.
Yeah, we know the mounting rules are weird in D&D, so I'm not even gonna.
It just means
Focus on
that you have to do my movement. we'll make. You can make a little saddle, like a little seat thing, if you want, for on top of my backpack when we're back on the ship.
Pesto riding Ozzy. Which direction are you going?
All right, which way? Where do we want to go? Should we go check out the water?
New things, yeah.
All right, let's go back to the water then.
La 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 la. La, la, la,
Which
la,
route are you
la.
going back to the water? The way you've been before, or are you going a different route?
Where we've been before.
Wonderful. Then you get back round to the water. It has not changed.
I'll just walk in.
To clarify, it is not deep water. It's like a puddle on the ground.
Oh, I thought it was like the tunnel was
I
submerging.
thought it was deeper, yeah.
No.
Oh, then I will even more so walk in. Even more confident than I was before.
Apologies for
A
the
big
miscommunication.
walk.
No, it's just a puddle. It's evidently water came down and just spread through the tunnels. Yes, which direction are you going? Past the water? If you stand there where the water is, you would see, let's see, probably like that, which is the way past it, and then also you'd see a little bit down, I don't know, this corridor. That might leave. Oh goodness. You move down to this to the end of this corridor. Unsurprisingly, another T-junction that evidently links up to the other T-junction.
What the fuck?
At this point, you're obviously understanding a lot of these paths are interconnected quite strongly. You move up to this T-junction, looking right, and see, you'll never guess it,
Another T-junction.
a T-junction. You move up to that T-junction.
Wait! I want to check out this T-junction. I want to investigate right here.
Sure, the interconnecting part between where you have already been and where you have just gone.
I want to investigate the floor.
For anything in particular? What are you investigating for?
Loose soil.
Okay, the floor is rock.
Loose rock.
Okay, investigate.
Anything unusual?
You'll have to
Still
define
dead people
unusual.
everywhere here on the walls, aren't there?
Oh yeah, that's just a given.
16.
A 16. There is nothing unusual about the floor, or should I say, nothing different to the rest of the floor that you have been down. The only place that there has not been bodies in the walls is the dead end that you went down. That like tiny little bit that you just crammed yourself into, Bester.
Okay.
Ozzy, you go down to this T-junction, and to the left you see, surprise, surprise, a T-junction. And to the right you see a nice and refreshing
T-junction.
path. Just a set of steps, which would be going up.
Okay, well, we want to head down, don't we?
I don't know, do we?
Do we?
Yeah, well, we're trying to get like more under the lake, right?
I don't know. I thought we're just looking through these catacombs for people.
Yes, but we came in through an entrance above the lake. They
Yeah,
were
but that was like a
underneath the
lot
lake.
above. That was like a lot above the lake.
Yeah, you went down a lot of stairs to get to the initial entrance of this.
Okay.
I think whatever's up there is still probably catacombs. Yippee!
Okay. You go up the stairs to the east, revealing the path continues and curves slightly to the north.
I'm a skeleton and I'm in the catacombs. In the catacombs.
I'm a raccoon and I'm in the catacombs.
I'm high. I'm high.
Okay, you move around the corner. More stairs going upwards that leads to another corner.
Is there a path down right here? Does it curve?
Start singing those songs that kids sing on school buses.
Yeah, echoing through the halls.
Pesto stole the cookie from the cookie jar.
No!
You get to the top of this. These stairs curves around the corner with more stairs just into more corridor.
Are we there yet?
You see another junction around this corner. Partly going to the west, partly going to the east. Going into this junction. Path to the east, more stairs going upwards. You can imagine if Niffy wasn't mapping any of this, you'd be lost as hell right now. The bit going to the
Am I
west.
mapping it though?
Yep.
If you're not, I need to start hiding parts.
Because I'm high as
You-
fuck right now.
No, no,
Yeah,
no,
you're
no.
mapping
You
it.
need to start hiding
I'm
parts.
naturally mapping it. It's just my natural. I'm like a homing pigeon.
Uh-huh.
You're moving up towards the north, and that will
The
reveal
north.
up to about here, which I will give you connects up a couple stairs to the entrance, or to the north of the first junction that you came to, the very, very, very first.
I bet I know where the southern ones. You know what? Just to make sure that.
Yeah, just for completion's sake, let's grab these.
Yeah.
For
I
completion's
gotta
sake.
fill on the map.
Yeah, I know it'll bug right if we don't. So
Yeah,
Okay.
I
You
gotta
look down
fill on
there?
the map. Yeah.
You look down. Okay, you're just filling in that little section here.
Oh, fuck you. Look on that one.
Sure. You interconnect that
Yay!
southern path.
Okay, and this one.
I'm just gonna get rid of that little gap that's there.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And then, yeah, this path that you've just gone to is the final path that leads towards the water.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
So that entire southwestern, or in fact, what would appear to you to be the entire southern section, has been completely mapped.
What do you mean by that? What do
it
you mean by
looks-
what would appear to you?
It loops and it turns, but it all interconnects.
What do you mean appears to you?
In that your knowledge is that is what is the case.
Yeah, but when you say it like that, it suggests that there's more to the south.
There could be, for all we know.
Fuck off. Fuck you.
Going to the northern paths, you look up this northwestern path. I'm just going to reveal a bit more than I have been, just for speed's sake. It's a corridor.
Yippee! Yippee!
It curves around, a little tight squeeze to get through. It leads up to another junction. One that goes southwest, one that goes northwest. You go up the northwestern path. You can see that eventually leads to another, you guessed it, junction.
What?
Going up to that junction, the north curves around a very twisting path. The southwestern leads to another junction. Following through that twisting path, which has another very tight squeeze, you can see that this is quite a thin corridor, twisting and turning around, forcing you to squeeze through, scraping up your armor. You have to just mend that later. Curves around, goes up and then down. All of these stairs that you're now on are going up again. Goes a little bit further south, jags up north, and then goes down south again. A very thin corridor that you have to squeeze through. You squidge around to another little junction. Unsurprisingly, if I'm to predict which route you're about to go, this junction that leads back round to the start again, you can see you've done one giant loop up in the north. But this part that you're standing in here, you can see opens up to a much larger chamber, which I will reveal the whole thing to because will be within various amounts of what you can see. This large chamber, which is at this point about 15 feet wide, this is huge. It's even a bit taller. This feels like a natural cavern that has been created, even to the fact that on the ceiling you can see crystalline structures, natural, that have been growing over many years.
Oh, natural.
And in the corner here, you see another body.
Oh, you idiot. You fucking died.
This body is a halfling, dressed in leathers, lots of straps and knives all over, tools and little side pouches, lying still in the corner.
This is Olier.
Pretty sure he told us the halfling was the rogue, yeah.
Olier.
Olier.
The roguish halfling. Olier.
Go and have a look.
Sure. You go over. Is a body. Quite a small body.
Are they dead? Hey, are you dead?
They do not react to you.
I'll kick the corpse.
You kick the corpse. There is no reaction to the kicking.
Yeah, I think they're pretty dead.
How about you check like last time?
Alright, I'm gonna loot them.
Sure, give me an investigation.
Whee! That is 22.
22. They have lots of roguish artifacts. Or not artifacts, sorry. Roguish items. There's a set of lockpicks. There's some rope. I believe rogues start with 50 feet of rope.
Most people do.
But other than that, there's no gold or anything like that. It's just various small tools and things.
Rowan, how many party members were there
There
that we were sent to find?
Oh,
were 4, yes. So, Vern is the one who we spoke to. O'Lear and Lurie are dead. And Denon, the half-orc cleric, is yet to be found.
Okay.
Is there anything that seems to be unique in this halfling's stuff? Alright. Gotta take his head.
no, we don't.
How else are we gonna show that they're dead?
Take the coat, top, whatever they're wearing.
Check in the back of their underwear if they got the name written on it.
Do they?
You checking in the back of their underwear?
Yeah.
As you get close enough to, look down the back of their underwear, you most certainly realize that they are still breathing.
Ah!
What's wrong with you? You've seen so many dead bodies.
They're alive.
Oh, in that case, I'll tell them to life. They'll be stable if they were not stable.
Wonderful. They're still unconscious.
What do you want to do with them? Do we take them back out and then come back for the other one, or do you want to Leave him here?
Niffy, how close are we to the exit?
I believe if we come out here and go north, and then go north east, then go south, we should be there in about yay
minutes.
Oh, so that'd be pretty quick then. Quick enough that we'd say yay.
So yeah, maybe we should just take this guy out, like set him outside the thing, outside the tomb, and then come back.
Yeah, we can do that. I mean, we can still take their head if you want to, but
well,
a
if
bit
they're
more
alive, we
inconvenient
don't
now.
need to. It is a little more inconvenient, but they're still alive, so
We don't unnecessarily kill people.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is more inconvenient to take the whole guy, though.
We also have another option of like trying to heal them a bit and get some information.
Yeah, but that could add like unknowns to this whole ordeal.
Like what?
Like this guy being active, and I don't know, maybe a problem.
We could just knock him out again.
All right.
Well, I only have one channel divinity left if I use that for a divine spark, so I guess I'll use a first level spell slot. Unless, am I able to wake them up with a medicine check, Alex?
I mean, you don't know.
That's true.
Question. Cure wounds won't wake them up, will it?
Might do.
All of this is unknown. All you know is that they are injured, unconscious, and that something like cure wounds would heal people.
I'll try cure wounds then.
Wonderful. You lean down and give them a bit of life. I'm sure in the form of like a puff of weed. Blow in their face.
No, she'll have like CBD oil.
Just like Jackson Pollock, bottling them with some CBD oil.
14.
Wonderful. Yeah, you see various like bruises and such around their body start to heal up.
Oh, great job, Niffy.
Thanks! But yeah, they don't wake up, do they?
They do not wake up.
I'll give him a slap.
You do indeed. A red welt starts to appear where you slap from your bony fingers.
Oh, for God's sake, I've just healed them!
I mean, I don't think I've like killed them from that.
Can you imagine?
It's hard for me to feel a pulse through my like gauntlets, but you know, I can see that they're like Nick is kind of going. Did giveaway on all you living people.
Ew!
Like all you living people, that really gives you away. Same as your like chests moving when you breathe.
My chest doesn't move when I breathe.
I mean, you're currently not breathing, so
I'm totally
that wouldn't change anything.
I am totally breathing right now!
Niffy has decided to take the strategy of a toddler.
Yep.
I mean, if you'd like to join me in the not breathing club of the crew, with the same as the captain, then we can totally arrange that for you.
Do I have to be dead?
I would have to kill you, as far as I'm aware. Yes.
No.
Why don't you ask Pesto what they think? They've been quiet about all of this.
What do you think, Pesto?
Pesto's just rifling through the pockets of this rogue.
An echo comes from
Flight
somewhere in the cave.
As you are standing here, a wind starts to pick up from the entrance to this cavern.
Nope. Flat to the ground again.
Sure.
I will brace me and my little buddy over the body of this
And I'm
weird little
sure
rogue.
Pesto hides behind Ozzy. Give us a shout if that's true. Yeah.
That was a woo. Does that count as a shout?
I shouted woo. I feel like a shout isn't
true.
specific to a sound, it's just the volume.
Okay, that's fair.
Niffy, could you please make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage?
9.
12 damage. You get
off!
slammed in the back.
Is Niffy okay? She's getting pretty fucked up.
But as the wind persists, hanging around in this chamber,
it.
could you all please roll for initiative?
No.
You don't. Okay, you two both get zeros. Ozzy?
I got a 7.
I thought I was genuinely getting sick.
Pesto?
16.
Niffy?
14.
Wonderful. No surprise round because, got slammed this time. Pesto, it is your turn. But I will say you two would have been swapped around because you were hiding behind. Niffy, you are currently prone.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to be so extra for no reason in particular other than I'm fucking tired of dealing with this asshole. I'm gonna fireball.
Okay, where are you centering the fireball?
So it is 20 feet, right? 20 feet radius.
Yes, I would believe so.
So there would not fully. Okay, there. Yeah, would not get Niffy fully in it, right?
That is about half a square, so it would be enough.
So that is the center of that square. If I put it on the far side of that square, like hit the wall.
D&D measurements aren't that specific.
Yeah, if it's that square, then it's that square in it.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Then I won't.
Okay.
I'll just firebolt then.
Sure. Where are you aiming?
Wherever I'm aiming is a disadvantage, right?
Yes, but I got to know where you're aiming.
Otherwise, we might hit we might hit a space it's not in, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Can I just not roll if it's not in that space?
No, because then you'll know whether or not it's in
Okay.
that space, even if you missed.
Okay. There. Natural one.
A natural one. You try to aim for this square, but in all of the confusion, it just wildly flies off into the distance.
Okay, I'll send the toys out one at a time. I'll try to put them in this square.
I mean, you can put them wherever because they're able to stand in the same square as other creatures.
But they would still encounter something, right?
So we might see if they're being buffeted by wind.
Yeah, put them where they are, and then once you've put them everywhere, you can do a free action sort of a perception to see if any of them are being buffeted by anything.
Okay, though this one is ranged. This one is melee.
Sure.
This one is melee.
Sure. It's
This
just
one is
surrounding Niffy.
And this one is ranged.
Okay. So just surrounding Niffy and a little bit over by you. Give me a free action perception, just to see if any of them are being moved around. All of you are welcome to do so, even if it's off turn.
The toys or me?
You, Pesto.
Wait, we are all welcome to do what?
A perception to see if they're being buffeted.
Perception.
13.
Yeah. 13?
Oh, I was looking on the dice.
22.
17.
17. The three of those collectively more than let you know that all of the toys and, of course, where all of you are currently standing, there is no creature. There is no movement, no buffeting, no impacts, nothing in the way. They seem to be fairly free.
And I'll have both of the melee creatures attack here.
Sure. Roll with disadvantage.
14 for one of them. 20, dirty 20 for this guy.
Neither of them seem to hit anything.
Cool, they're gone.
End of your turn?
I guess I'll have this one shoot here.
Sure.
15, and this one will shoot 27.
Again, neither of them appear to impact anything.
Oh, Olive has an attack as well.
Olive does.
They'll attack here.
Just crossing off the squares. Where the fuck are they?
That is shit all 12.
What's the range of Olive's spit? It's about 20 feet.
I think they have 30.
30. Wow,
Let's see.
better than I thought.
Yeah, they don't have as much to hit, but they have more fleshed out attack.
They also do not appear to hit anything there. Just for the sake of marking it down for everyone else, I believe you attacked there, and there.
Well, we're shit at battleships.
Mm-hmm.
And so you did not sink my battleship. Niffy,
So is it movement to get up from prone?
half your movement.
Cool, I will get up then, and then I will summon Pumpkin.
Clamber up. You summon Pumpkin, who, as usual, you shake your treats and just appears. Where would you like Pumpkin to appear?
There, please.
Wonderful. They do so. I hear Pumpkin you shake your treats and look around and there's a fucking dragon next to you.
A good boy, Pumpkin. I will tell Pumpkin to go to this space.
Sure. You are able to
And if
move
it's
them.
something to anything bite. And that's me done.
So they move over and I assume bite. Where are they biting?
This space here.
Okie dokie, roll with disadvantage.
And that one. So I'm not going to get worse than that.
No, Pumpkin didn't get a treat when you summoned, and therefore just got a little annoyed and tried to attack, but was just disheartened. So, didn't hear
Fuck
anything.
you, Pumpkin.
Its turn. Does an 18 hit Pumpkin?
Oh shit, I don't know. I've summoned Pumpkin, forgot to get there.
Probably.
They take 13 damage as another attack comes in, but that one will most likely miss at a 10. So they're just buffeted by this this wind that seems to slam them backwards. They let out a little squeal, but the
Did you
second
say
attack does not
13
hit.
damage.
13 damage indeed. Ozzy.
So we know that it's hit Pumpkin, but we don't know necessarily where from. I'm just going to have to use a big spell, aren't I?
Don't have to. You can pick away at it like we have been.
Yeah. Unless it moved, again, you checked. Pumpkin was spawned here, so you can't be there. You've hit here, 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 and here. Pumpkin is attempted to hit here, but got a 1.
Pumpkin also got hit, and we've only so far established that it is a melee range.
Yes.
So it's probably within 5
Okay.
feet of Pumpkin.
I will attempt to move here.
Yeah, you do so. You charge on over, clonk, 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 to next to Pumpkin. You are not met by any resistance.
I'll attempt to move there.
As you try to move forwards, you impact into something relatively solid.
Cool. That'll do then. It's over here! That's what's going
Ozzy
around
suddenly
there.
goes through puberty.
Look at the sword.
It's the I'm gonna walk like this, and if I hit you, then it's your own fault.
Yeah. So I'll do the Repentant Strike. That would have been another natural 20 were it not at disadvantage. As it is, that is 19 to hit, which, unless it's something
Hits.
has changed, hits. Terrible damage.
Oh dear.
8 damage, radiant, and it is sapped.
Okay.
So disadvantage on its next attack roll.
You impact into something.
Yeah, and then I'll do a War Priest strike with my bonus action.
Go on.
Dirty 20, 9 slashing damage.
Wonderful. You magical?
No.
Non-magical. So you attack and definitely impact it a couple times. As before, there's no blood or viscera, but you certainly seemingly do damage.
Yep, that's it for me then.
So for you, Pesto, you are now aware of which square it is in.
I don't know if it's had a turn or moves, but I will operate as.
Okay, well, so Ozzy just went, and it's your turn. So mechanically,
These guys go up here.
so all the toys just start charging down.
Yeah, these guys. The little oh, that's a different one. My little hummingbird figurine.
I need art of these. I really do.
Go in there.
Mhm.
And Lem will just
Scuttle over.
yeah,
His little pea
right
shooter.
here. And Olive will fly right here, right in front of Niffy. Stop hitting Niffy. And I'll move up here. I will firebolt.
Wonderful. Roll with disadvantage.
22.
Hits.
Yippee! 4 fire damage.
Not a great. I mean, it definitely impacts something, but the fire just kind of like moves over, gets buffeted around by the wind, and kind of just not as great as you would have hoped.
The ranged toys.
Yeah.
22,
Hits.
14,
Does not hit.
Olive, 16.
Hits.
Okay, so Lem and
Olive.
Olive. Yep, and then the melee toys. That's 12.
Misses.
And 18.
Hits. So 1 melee, 2 ranged, one of which is Olive.
Yes, Olive has a +4 to this, so that is 8 acid.
Okay.
Lem, I believe, has sharp. Yes. Ah! There goes the dice.
Dice went flying.
Yep.
I knew it. I
It
nailed
rolled,
it.
it rolled a 4 on it though.
I need a fucking
okay.
shopping episode. I've got 2 bingos waiting on 1 shopping
That's
episode.
why you said that.
Yeah.
9
You
bludgeoning.
can't try and manipulate. 9 bludgeoning, okay.
And
Magical,
then
yeah. it is magical.
melee. Yeah, and then 8 bludgeoning.
Is the pea shooter bludgeoning?
Yeah, because it's technically the same attack.
Interesting. Yeah, because
It's the same
guns
attack,
are
just given a
piercing,
range.
but yeah, that's
Yeah.
just it's interesting mechanically. Sorry, what was the last one?
8. So 9,
These
8.
Impacting from all directions, sizzling and burning, firing little bolts through. Is that the end of your turn, I assume?
Yes.
Niffy.
Hello.
Hi.
You want me to come back around to you?
Please.
Okay.
I've got 6 different characters to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, why did you do that to yourself?
Because I knew I
Like-
could do it, and I thought it would be fun.
Like,
it's
I
called
like
the
having
swarm.
having a summon, but
Yeah.
6?
The swarm. You need to. I don't know if it's possible, or maybe we need to custom, but you need to have like a Power Rangers Megatron combination where they all just come together into one like homunculus style thing.
That would be fun. If you will let me do that, I will. try
We'd
do
have to
that.
work out the details, but yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
hilarious. If not Niffy, then it would be its turn. I'm going to assume.
Can we get a confirmation from Niffy?
Yeah, I said move on from me.
No, I know. I don't. If we're moving on, I
Because
don't
it's
so-
going to its turn. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It is going to attempt, laughably so, to grapple Ozzy.
It's not necessarily laughable.
it's laughable. Can you imagine this thing trying to pull you? What's its strength score? Can it carry all that armor?
I got a 19.
It got a 12. It attempts to wrap its way around you and like pull you forward, but you just put your shield in the ground, get steadfast, and it's unable to
Wigs
get a
flying
grip.
everywhere.
Exactly. Unable to get a grip.
Get a grip!
Action. Okay, Ozzy, your turn.
Okay, so it seems to still be there then, because you didn't say anything about attack of opportunity.
I did not say anything about attack of opportunity.
Then I will. I still can't see it. So I have cantrips, but they rely on me being able to see stuff.
Can you cast light on it?
What a good question.
There's an interesting concept because
There is a mechanic for it. It's built
The
into
old
light.
light, I could have done that. I don't
Oh.
think my light lets me do that.
That sucks. Hey, this is a point against D&D 5.5.
It is
Well,
fine
but I
against
guess
D&D
if
5.
that were possible on the inverse, if for some reason Ozzy was able to turn himself invisible but still had the light on his eye, it just wouldn't be very invisible.
Yeah, correct.
But
Although an invisible Ozzy wouldn't be very... There's no point to that.
Hey, I have advantage and disadvantage on stealth. I can be quiet if I need
which is
to.
hilarious.
Can't-
Be quiet if I want to. I can sneak around all the time.
Okay, I will. We have no way of knowing how close to death this thing is.
Nope.
It's being very annoying for us.
It's coy.
Do you like just?
Unload. Get him.
But there's so many. Okay, I'm gonna do another channel divinity. I'm gonna summon
Uh-huh.
Bruce.
Bruce!
Okay. The shark.
Even I knew Bruce.
So you see, kind of ghostly, rotting, kind of some bones exposed, hammerhead shark come just flitting into existence, like here, which I can now, because we leveled up, I can now do that as part of a channel divinity, and it doesn't require concentration like the old version.
Weird chode.
Oh, the eyes don't move with it. That's hilarious. Whatever thing.
And as part of that, Bruce can attack it.
Sure,
I guess it's still at disadvantage because it's.
it would be.
Yeah.
This shark comes
Uh,
out of the ground, bones
Jesus,
and all.
That would have been
The shark
another. Well, I
comes.
say would have been. I got another 20 on one of those dice, but as it is, it's a 25.
No, a low 2025.
That's 7 force damage.
Cool. How does it look when Bruce annihilates this thing? Well, I mean, at least
God
It
damn it.
doesn't look like much, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't
Yes.
look like anything. It just kind of like goes in,
He just bites
shakes
the
his head
air.
around. We don't see anything.
Bruce just like goes around, wind buffeting everywhere before there's just this horribly piercing screech that echoes through the corridors, and then just silence.
I told you were gonna die, you son of a bitch!
I love this is the second time that you've gone through all these deliberations of what do I do, whilst it's on like basically no health. Last time it was on 2 health, this time it was on 3.
We just
And
gotta
there
start
is silence.
blasting. We gotta keep blasting. What we're gathering here is we just gotta keep blasting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe we're too conservative with our resources.
Maybe. Listen, I was gonna fireball it, but it would have hurt Niffy. Maybe it was worth the sacrifice.
Yeah, just do that next time.
Yeah,
Okay.
She's used to being baked.
true.
Too bad you can't cross it off twice on the on the
Yeah.
sheet 30.
No, if it happens twice, you have to uncross it.
Fuck off.
It's a toggle. Each
Yeah.
block is a toggle.
Well, no, but then
So
I would have-
I feel like what you've got down there is Joe makes a bad joke. That was a lot of
Yeah.
laughter. I would say that was a good joke.
It was
Yeah,
a bad
yeah.
pun, right?
No, I
Bad
think
pun, right?
I think it only counts as bad if nobody laughs.
Like, why is that a bad pun? It got so much laughter and it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't think that was a bad pun.
It's
Anyway,
on
we do.
topic. It's appropriate.
I'm going to shit in this invisible thing's mouth and then move on.
Okay, you just take a dump on the floor where it was, with no knowledge as
Cool.
to whether or not that was in a mouth or not.
All right, we're gonna rewind back to where I didn't do that, and we're gonna continue. And then
Are we taking his
I'll
body then?
I'll give Bruce a stroke.
Live thing.
All right, buddy.
you're gonna stroke your Bruce.
Yeah, this is one of my best friends.
There's this like horrible bone-cracking, gargling noise coming from the shark. Yeah, very
He's
similar to
way
that.
better than like a little dragon thing.
How big are halflings?
About my
4
size.
foot max. Yeah, big enough that you could sling one over your shoulder like a sack of potatoes.
Can we put the halfling's body on Pumpkin?
Yes, but there'll
Okay.
be, unless you tie it down, no guarantee that it would stay there.
You can tell Pumpkin to be very still while moving.
That's what I
I'm
was
sure
thinking.
that'll work. Pumpkin, just be very conscious of your surroundings for once, okay?
Just trots off into the distance, the body falls off, and he just keeps trotting off.
No!
Do we attempt it then?
No, let's just take it up. We can use the break anyway. I'm tired of being in this fucking tomb. Literal tomb.
I am tired of being in tombs in general.
We have been in a lot of tombs lately, haven't we?
Hang on, so are we taking a break, and if the other guy dies, then they die? Because in favour of saving this person's life, most likely.
Wait, are you saying that we should split the group?
Oh, I mean, I was thinking we could send Pumpkin up with the thing, because bartender lady's waiting upstairs, isn't she?
No, she's not.
No.
Oh, you know who is waiting though? My new best friend.
Yeah, but he's waiting at the shore. We went a good hour inland.
Yeah, but Pumpkin can find his way there, surely. We're always saying about how good and smart he is.
Pumpkin can just guard them at the entrance.
I don't trust Pumpkin to get this guy all the way there.
Case scenario, he eats them.
Pumpkin's currently doing the dog's play stance with Bruce.
Yeah, I thought they would be friends.
Bruce is uninterested.
Yeah.
Give him the cold fin.
Yeah, Pumpkin doesn't
He
even
also only
notice.
lasts for a minute, so he's probably fading out of existence by now.
How about this? We send Pumpkin and 2 of my toys to keep them balanced.
How about we just put the body at the entrance? Then
Oh yeah, that
Pumpkin-
thing is dead now. We don't really have to worry about it going around beating shit up anymore, right?
Pumpkin can
Maybe.
just keep an eye.
I mean, we don't know that was the only one.
Pumpkin, you're putting your life on the line here. Protect this unmoving halfling.
You speak into Pumpkin's face, who just slightly a gawk is just staring back at you, and when you finish your sentence, he just licks you.
Good boy.
I will command Pumpkin to protect.
Sure. So you send Pumpkin off to the entrance?
Well, no, we all go up
Akira?
to the entrance, take the body,
And
drop
then
the
say stay.
body off, and leave tell Pumpkin to stay and protect the body whilst
Sure.
we go back in.
I do believe Niffy said that you go out of here and go north, so it looks like you'll be going the long way around, which is
No,
just
I didn't. I
difficult.
said south.
No,
You're 100% north.
we interpreted what she meant when she said something stupid.
You said north and then northwest.
Fuck's sake!
We knew that she was high. We were like, yeah, okay, we get it. We were looking at the map she drew, actually correct.
Yeah. Oh,
Jeez.
hey, this looks like that bit by the entrance.
She says go north whilst holding the map upside down, and you're like, yeah, north.
Yeah, north.
It's a bit like the
This
time when I
way.
told somebody to go south to a place and it was actually north. Or whatever.
It's exactly like that.
Wait. When you were giving us instructions as Niffy, you actually thought you were saying the right thing?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Every time I've done it in this campaign, I thought I've been doing it right way.
I truly thought you were fucking around.
No.
I wasn't laughing at you there, Penny. I was laughing at Rowan's reaction.
I truly thought you were playing up the bit.
No, that is truly Purdy not being able to do it very well.
Maybe Purdy shouldn't have been our navigator.
So you've got a captain with a person that's never around, a navigator that genuinely doesn't know north, south, east, and west.
A captain that's never around and can't actually drive the fucking boat without damaging it.
Yeah. A first mate with basically no soul. And then there's nothing particularly wrong with Pesto, except for he's just the most unlucky creature that exists ever.
Yeah, smart but horribly unlucky.
He has a tendency to, or they have a tendency to build more friends than they make. I don't know if that says something.
That was built into the character design, though, so that's on
Yeah.
purpose.
I think that could count as part of an assessment. Anyway, so you work your way back to the entrance, leaving a body and a pumpkin. And thusly, where do you go?
What a fucking wreck of a crew.
Here.
Let's fill in the map, I guess. Yeah.
Well, so you travel to this kind of central part that you don't have anything of right now. People like listening are just like, I don't fucking know where you are. I mean, realistically, that's how it would be in these caves. You'd be like, I don't know where the fuck I am.
Listeners,
Anyway.
it really doesn't. It's literally a maze. We're uncovering more of the map. That's what matters. Listeners, if we get one comment on a Patreon post, I will draw all the toys that Pesto has.
You're gonna do that anyway.
Maybe. You don't fucking know.
You'll post all of the toys.
No.
Yeah!
If we get a comment on the Patreon, Rowan will draw the not safe for work version of all the toys.
Oh no.
That one needs 2 comments.
Smash that subscribe button. Let's get 5,000 likes.
Anyways.
You have discovered this corridor that links back around, which leaves, I believe, one corridor and 2 paths, at least of the obvious, that you have not discovered.
What about this one?
That one.
Yep. The sort of northern part of where you currently are.
No, this one to the south.
I know, but Joe moved. You see,
Ah!
it connects around again.
Connection.
And you look down this path, and as you step in, see that it is, in fact, a large chamber. 15 by 15 with a little extra bit.
Alex, what the fuck is this map?
Confusing.
Right. We have managed to get it down to only one way to go. I'd call that a success.
Yeah. I'm really freaked out by this fucking map because it's not aligning with fucking anything here, which means that it's like a broader thing.
Would you like to make a roll to try and work some things out?
I would love to do that, actually.
Yeah. I'm surprised you hadn't asked earlier that it needed to be prompted.
I don't like to ask if it's something we could solve with our brain.
Yeah, but there's only a certain
absolutely
amount, right?
Yeah. What kind of roll?
Propose something to me and I'll see if it aligns.
Investigation?
Marriage.
You could... Oh, I'm already married, I'm afraid. Investigation works for me, yeah.
Yippee! That is a 22.
22. First thing I will give you is a slightly less eye-sizzling version, as you manage to work out what the shapes are.
Man, that chode in the bottom right has giant testicles.
I'm beginning to think that you don't know what a chode is, Ryan.
Correct.
Rowan is referring to one of the shapes that looks kind of like a penis.
Do you want to tell us what you think a chode is?
I do know. It's a chunk. It's a chunky but short PP.
It's a PP that is wider than it is long.
Yeah, that one definitely is not a chode. That is just like a pencil thin PP with giant testes. But I like saying chode. It's a fun word to say.
It is in fact lopsided.
Yeah. So they should probably get that right testy checked out.
You said you got a 22, didn't you?
Yes.
Then I will give you, for the sake of, firstly, we're getting to the end of the session, and secondly,
I mean, this bit here looks a bit like a penis.
I won't give you anything.
Oh.
More was said than I was going to say.
What?
So that is that bit then.
About the testes? Wait, what bit did you say?
So the chode one is this bit that Purdy is.
It's the negative space. It's the negative space.
It's
can
so
work.
negative
I'd worked it out.
Purdy, you're a fucking genius.
So,
I
for the
know.
podcast, the corridors and such that they have walked down and around has left central, let's call them islands of rock, that is like the negative of the corridors. The shape of one of those negatives is remarkably similar to one of the shapes, but at a slightly different orientation to the paper that they found.
The penis.
It looks kind of like a penis. When I made all of this, I knew it looked like a penis. I was so surprised that that wasn't brought up immediately from this piece of paper that I gave to you, or the resource.
That's very fair.
Okay, well, since it's got a red thing at the end of it, does someone want to tickle it?
Ro can. You tickle the end, Ro.
Well, I assume these red dots are certain tombs like in the wall that we should probably check out, right?
We're telling you to tickle it.
I want to tickle the red things, Alex.
So, where you are currently looking, there would be a corpse
Right about here.
line.
Right about here.
You want to go about there?
Why do you want to
Is
go there
that-
when it's here?
It's where you're standing.
Did you
at
get
the
the
moment.
tip?
It's got a red tip. Give it a tickle.
Is that the tip? Just tickle the tip.
Wait. Oh, they're not. Okay. Yeah. I'll tickle the tip.
So there is a corpse column here and a corpse column here. So it's sort of like angled at the end.
I'll check both.
Sure. Investigate individually for each column. I won't make you do every single one.
The bottom one is a 19.
Okay.
The top one is a 28.
28. One you are far more certain of than the other, but how invasive are you getting with this? Are you like pulling the corpses out?
Pesto does not really give a shit about dead bodies. They have no respect for them.
Sure. So you just yank them, pull them, whatever, just sort of get really in there, and you discover of the, say you're about 5 high, maybe more, in every single one of these, because you can clamber up, there is nothing. The bodies have what were at one point clothes, but there is no artifacts, no items at all. Nothing inside the bodies. You like crunch inside the chests. Nothing. Just old, dusty bodies.
Never mind, we're stupid. Or maybe it's already been taken. Let's find that last person.
The one I can't work out is the one that's in this one.
That one may not be a thing.
You might not have found it yet.
'cause it's... If we just tickle the...
So the things on the paper, they're not necessarily where they are on the map, right? They don't overlay on the map because
it does. Flip it
What?
round. Flip it round, I'm guessing. Oh, no, unless they're up.
Oh,
No, I'm pretty sure it's flip it round.
which way? Like vertically?
No, I think they are just in a different orientation.
Yeah, because that chode is not at any angle that makes sense.
Well, the dick is only like angled ever so slightly different.
No, but this one is.
Which one?
Like
So, this one here
Okay, yeah.
looks like the third one from the bottom
The top left. Oh, third one from the bottom.
on the map. So, like, on the map that Alex
Well,
has sent us, that is the negative. This one here looks like the third one up from the bottom. So you've got the chode, then you've got the big one, and then you've
Okay.
got.
Do you know what I'm going to do for you guys?
The chode, the big one.
What's my easiest? The chode, the big one. For your sake of reference, I'm going to this image and put it in here, so you can reference it with.
Right.
Just increase the size a bit.
So
There you go. So you can click on it and show what you're talking about. a
this
bit
one
more
here,
specifically.
you see where I'm pinging?
For the podcast, you're just gonna have to deal with that. I'll cut out a lot of the
You know what?
this ones
Actually,
and that
let me
ones.
do
and things.
colours. Let me do colours.
Yeah, draw on it.
Yeah, this is the one you're talking about.
All right.
I fear I am too stupid for this.
So with that 22 that you had given, and looking at this, no, it's fine. This one is specifically very difficult. In fact, actually, would the other two of you like to roll investigations to sort of work out the sort
Yeah.
of things you've got out? It's more just to control how much information.
Guys, I'm the artificer. I'm very smart.
You can give an assistance.
It would not be Ozzy's forte. This would be a navigation or a smart person thing, and Ozzy is only as intelligent as your average commoner.
I got 21.
Would you like to assist me?
I don't think it'd be very useful. No.
Yeah, but it could be like one of those things where you're like, well, what about this thing that sounds stupid but is actually really helpful?
I think we've already covered that with the chode, haven't we?
All right. That's a personal attack, and I will not respect that.
You can't help with Pesto because he's already done the roll, but you can help Niffy.
Sure, I will assist.
I think green this one.
Niffy, you are able to roll investigation with.
Advantage.
We also
Investigation.
haven't gone down every path yet, so it's entirely possible that it's just something that we haven't seen.
Exact same roll. It's 21.
21. Then I will say, what you have described as a penal shape, for some reason, you are, as a combination of people, extremely certain that you've located that correctly. It's just at an odd orientation. But the other part that potentially highlights to you is not only are these inverses, as you called them, at odd orientations, they may not be full sections.
What?
They may only be part sections.
What?
Ah.
I don't know what you mean by this.
I think
So,
I just
like-
found green anyway.
Yeah, so green could only be like half of this larger one in the middle. Very puzzling.
The other thing that would be noted, because you've had like a 22 and a 21, is the shape of the penisy one is almost identical to what you have on there. It is not like
Yeah.
a general shape. It is pretty much identical.
The only other one that like I see close enough is this one on the note, being related to this one, because it's got like that chunky bit in the middle. I don't know. It's like, but if it's like exactly the same like Alex is currently suggesting, then that is incorrect. Let's finish investigating the whole place. We've murdered the bad invisible man who goes, and let's finish getting all the shapes.
Where are you going? Just up to that,
That-
top
Yeah.
bit? For the sake of it, there you go. You go up to this final northwestern path and find in this corner here,
Dead cleric.
well, to some degree. And by to some degree, I mean some degree of dead cleric. There is
That's
a
just me.
humanoid.
Fireball.
There is a humanoid who obviously was clerical, has... you fireball?
No, I'll let you finish speaking first.
It certainly has... There would be a pouch that would have some herbs and things in it. The reason I say kind of is because most of the body is visible, but the rest is like has been forcefully shoved into a crack as though being pulled from the other side, and the body, like you see in like space films with a vacuum, has just like crunched up and been pulled through, organs spilling out the body. face writhing in pain. Well, would have been. It's just locked in this face of pain. You don't have to do much of a medical check to work out this dude is not alive.
You guys were really fucking bad adventurers. I will take the herbal pouch.
Yeah, it is soaked in blood, and the
That's
herbs
fine.
inside are also soaked in blood.
Yeah, that's going in the pouch. Well, you guys fucking sucked. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I've just revealed that whole thing because you've walked around all.
Yippee!
Did you loot him in case there was anything else?
Oh, true. Yeah. Let me loot. Let me loot him.
Sure, investigate.
Thank you for the reminder. That is a 21.
21, you're investigating, you've got those herb pouches and things. There's not a lot, but you do manage to get one item, which is his hand that, like, falls off as you were investigating and manipulating around. Just kind of, like, partially degloved.
Yikes. Yoink.
Is you keeping that?
Yeah, why not?
Gross.
I want to go down to this yellow and purple circle
Okay, so almost directly in the center.
and look around about here.
For our listeners, here is a section of the wall that Purdy thinks matches up to a red dot that is on our like secondary puzzle map.
I might, with this episode, post these pictures to the Patreon just to make it easier.
Yeah, that would. Yeah.
The Patreon is only $1 a
Especially-
month. So, there you go.
If we get a comment on the Patreon, then Alex will post the not safe for work versions of this picture.
No, it's that penis-shaped one, except it's just
Yeah.
a penis.
You
You're just gonna run this through like the Photoshop AI thing, like make this
Yeah.
all fleshy.
No. Hey, chat, I just want you to know that I have played through most of the blueprints, and I am good at puzzles. But the ones that Alex makes, I am stupid.
So,
I am very stupid and bad.
please, what are you doing when you get over to this section of the caves?
Well, I'm going to investigate.
Then
Oh.
roll an investigation.
15.
15. You're looking at this, and there's just lots of shells of dead people, and Pesta was a lot more aggressive about it, but you're a little bit more meticulous, and notice that you just have to take a little step back, and one of these columns, Pesta was looking too close. If you step back, you can see that there is just the faint edge of almost an archway around the column of slightly uneven rock.
The fuck did you roll?
15.
What the?
So you've got the archway with the dead in it.
So there's been plenty all over the place. There's these columns. I'm calling them columns. It's just like shelves into the wall, not defined as a column. I'm just referring to each of them as a column, which is 5, 6, 7 or so shelves of dead people. Around one of these in front of you is just, as you look at it closer, almost a line where it's slightly different in an arch shape.
I will call the guys over.
Yeah, calling down the hallway. I'm sure Ozzy takes that as someone's in danger.
I'll have a strolling run.
You clop over and get pointed out this vague archway. As you all look at it, it's easier when there's a bit more light around to see.
What do we do now?
What are we looking at? I will deeply investigate these dead corpses.
Sure.
A very dirty 20.
A very dirty 20 as your hands get muckier as you dive deep into these corpses and find nothing.
There's nothing here.
What are you going to do, Joe?
I'm gonna get out my. Hoping that I do, in fact, have one. I do. I'm gonna get out my crowbar.
Okay.
And you said there's like an uneven arch. I'm gonna look for some kind of fault line to get it in a lever.
Give me an investigation. Does the crowbar give you advantage on doorways? and things?
Crowbar advantage on strength checks where the crowbar's leverage can be applied.
Sure, take the advantage. Why not?
Oh, sure. 15.
You try to jam it into this, and it brings to light that this isn't a doorway that you can, pry open, but it is like the rock was placed in an arch. How do I describe this? So imagine putting a door in a door frame, but never giving it any hinges or anything. You just put the door in the door frame, and the next person along would have to just like pull the entire door out. It's kind of like a plug.
Yeah. Yeah, so can I lever it open?
Just a big, not with just a crowbar. It's a big, hefty stone plug. For the sake of it, you'd need your pickaxe.
Oh, okay. I'll pickaxe.
Yeah.
May I turn my all-purpose tool into a pickaxe and assist?
I mean, yeah, it'll be a small pickaxe, but you can assist.
That's fine.
They're a small person. They've got no use for a big pickaxe.
It takes some time as you're chipping away behind this. I'm sure at certain points you're just like yanking parts of body out. It's like, fuck off. Get the fuck out of it. Eventually, you pull enough away that it crumbles in on itself and reveals that behind this pseudo archway or pseudo door is a little chamber. You see inside of the chamber a skeletal form lying draped over a stone bench, cradling a scroll case. Their bone fingers are thin and delicate, still clutching alongside that a snapped lute, very similar to what was earlier, but much older and much more rotted. And a theatrical brooch is pinned to faded robes suggests that they were once a court performer. You can see, though, this has been here a very long time. The dark and potentially sometimes humid air has left moss or various amounts of mushrooms and things growing in the chamber. And it smells very earthy, is probably a good term.
Why were you so important?
You unable to detect magic or sense magical auras today?
It'll take 10 minutes, but I can do it.
I mean, we're not stuck for time.
Alright. I don't meditate. I probably look through a book and like,
Sure. You cast Detect Magic and find there is only one magical thing in here. The scroll case, or more specifically, something inside of the scroll case.
Aha. Take it out. Whoosh.
Yeah, you pull it out. You find inside a scroll of translucent vellum, bound in sea-worn kelp twine, and sealed with a cracked wax sigil. A mask with two faces, one laughing, one weeping.
Oh no, not again.
As you hold it, you can tell it's ever so slightly humming, not in a musical way, just a low, gentle kind of a noise.
So is wax sealed? The scroll is?
It was at one point wax sealed, but that wax has been broken by someone at some point.
Am I able to interpret what the scroll is for?
You would have to do some kind of Arcana check, or possibly
I can do that.
More magical version of that.
I can do an Arcana and or identify. Let's try an Arcana since that's quicker. That is a 18.
18. You open it up. You can see that the paper, the parchment itself, is very fragile. But you're careful when you open it, and you can see a scripture written on the page, but it appears to dance around, moving all over the page, appearing and disappearing, not long enough for you to actually interpret any of what is said. You get the feeling that with this magical item, you would have to in some way attune yourself to it to be able to use it, or in fact even read it.
Interesting. This is a very odd scroll.
Oh, is it some kind of illusory script?
No, it's different. It's like the scroll is itself a magical item, rather than containing a magical spell.
Oh, weird, eh?
Yeah.
You know these maps, like the negatives we've got here?
Yeah.
Are they all these negative spaces?
I don't know. You
'Cause
seem to
look-
be the one that's working that out better than
Look
we
at
are.
where I've put my green mark. That looks so much like the green one on the negative map.
It does. Perhaps we can check there next. We don't have like a particularly like sharp deadline here. We killed the thing. We saved the one person that's living. Oh, by the way, the cleric was like super dead, like omega dead, like shoved into the wall, like gruesome, like guts pouring out, dead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I want to investigate.
Okay.
Sure. So you go over to the almost most westernly chamber, the one chamber that didn't have a dead body in it, or in fact a body of any kind.
I thought that's where we found the.
There was no body in this.
No. So
Oh no,
the
dead
the
body
last
was
one
found in
was
this
up
wasn't
here.
it?
And shift up to that northern pocket. You have been here before, and as you look at it, there's nothing obvious. I have a feeling someone's going to ask to do a roll.
Yes, me. 24.
You find as you enter into this northern pocket, there's something strange in general, almost as though where you're standing is fake. As you investigate harder into the walls, there are no bodies in this little pocket. There's no space for them. You discover, because it's such a high investigation, that the walls are in fact illusory. And there is
multiple tricks in here.
a secondary chamber coming out from the first, which is apparently purple now.
I
You
put
see-
the magical scroll into my bag, by the way.
I assumed.
Yeah.
You see inside of this little chamber a kneeling figure, half buried in silt. In its hands, which are put out forwards as though offering something up to perhaps the gods, is a little obsidian shard, no more than a few inches long or wide. This figure has old and very dilapidated priestly robes, almost ceremonial, and you can see their bones themselves have faint etchings, which are in a runic language. Actually, what languages do you speak?
Common and in Agnes.
I don't know.
Nothing useful.
I can't remember. They're all on my
Yeah.
different page.
Nothing useful.
I don't think mine are useful either.
It's unlikely you'd understand. So just runic etched into the bones themselves. This fragment of obsidian itself is etched with silver glyphs, magical glyphs, and has a broken bronze housing which suggests that it once fit into a larger plaque or tablet. And as you look at it, these glyphs glow softly.
We can put this away for later. It's clearly magical.
I mean, we can check if there's anything else magical.
Sure. I mean, I'd probably still have it up. We're not far.
Yeah, the detect magic, there's nothing else magical in here.
Cool.
Just that item.
Or put that in your bag and smoke it.
And as you put that in your bag and it's not the price of a fish, we will end up the session. You have defeated the definitely only creature that was in here and discovered 2 of a number of items. Look at you guys.
Why do you say it like that? Why do you
Say it
gotta
like
say
what?
it like that?
I don't understand what you're saying. I don't get it.
You know, I'm gonna consider myself special because I know you're doing it just for me. Because it clearly does not bother Joe or Purdy as much as it does.
Everything I do in these sessions is for you guys.
It doesn't bother me if there's another thing we have to kill.
No?
Joe likes killing things. Or Ozzy likes killing things. Joe likes pretend
I like killing
things.
things in the game.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Magic Myths and Mayhem. Thank you to Dark Fantasy Studio and Nicolas Judy and Ovani for the use of their music in this episode. And a big thanks to you for listening. If you want to hear more behind the scenes content, alongside extra art and lore, please consider joining our Patreon by searching Magic Myths and Mayhem on patreon.com, or watch our extra content and games on twitch.com. For now, thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you next time. I'll see you then.
I think I am. I take on the part of my character too much. Because, like, logically, there's no reason to worry about that. We're just playing a game.
Yeah.
Peso don't want to deal with that shit. Peso just want loot.